All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another KPC Weekend Live. How are you doing? Today we're going to be talking about a big topic happening in Korea. Korea's #1 app for the past 2 decades, KakaoTalk. And if you don't know what KakaoTalk is, it's the equivalent of WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, or whatever you use, iMessage. Yeah, it's Korea's messenger app, and right now, South Korea is blazing, angry, and furious about the app, and people are ready to ditch the app, or maybe, I don't know, burn it down. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. That's going to be our first topic of the day, and on to the second part of the live stream, I will be promoting my Instagram, but also talking about the topics that I made content on that account. So if you see over here, this is my new Instagram account that I've made, Daily David Kim. As you can see in the handle itself, I'm making daily content, daily short form content about my life, trying to melt in some stories or some Korean culture, Korean language into the reels. So putting a lot of effort into it right now, so would appreciate if you can go and follow. So this is the app at the moment, Daily David Kim. Easy enough, right? So yeah, go check it out. So far we're at 465 followers and I've uploaded 4 reels. So yes, please do check it out. And yes, let's greet some people before we go on. All right. Ryan, hello. Chill guys, it's all started in a fire with one of the data centers, so that's why it's down. No, that might be that's a different subject, but yeah, it's kind of related, but not to the mainstream of today's topics. Yes. Okay, already followed. Kel, thank you so much. And Michelle, thank you for watching from Toronto. And the way I ran over here, ICE's inhumane treatment of South Koreans who were detained. Okay, we're kind of seeing follow-up stories about that, but I don't think there's any decisive, um, a direction or movement being seen with that case. So I'll just wait for some follow-up stories about it and see some official announcement from both governments and cover that hopefully in a future episode. So today we're going to be talking about KakaoTalk, as I told you. Yes, hello Chandler, been a minute since I caught it live. Welcome, welcome. All right, so guys, before we go on, what do you guys use as messenger apps in your own country, in your own, I don't know, like your own friends, friend zone, community, whatever? Yeah, what's the most used app you use for daily texting, daily messaging, sending files for work, whatever? Let me just see in the chat. Like, what is the #1 app you use on a daily basis, day-to-day basis? Hello, Carol. Mancy says WhatsApp, WhatsApp, WhatsApp only, Snapchat. Oh, how old are you? Malaysia WhatsApp, Francesca WhatsApp, Felix WhatsApp. Depends. WhatsApp probably. Okay. WhatsApp, 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 WhatsApp. Oh, all right, all right. Signal. What the hell is Signal? All right. Julia WhatsApp. Either just message or WhatsApp. All right. Okay, the Bard, WhatsApp, and Messenger. All right, so I think it's overwhelmingly WhatsApp, wherever you're watching from. I noticed some names here: Canada, the US, the UK, Sweden, all over the place. It's mostly WhatsApp, right? Yeah, I think that is the case for most of the English-speaking countries. We saw Malaysia as well too. Snapchat is huge in Norway, no matter the age. Ooh, okay. Messenger. All right. All right, so nobody uses Kakao or Line, right? Those are the 2 Korean messenger apps that are huge. In terms of Korea itself, everybody uses KakaoTalk. I would say 99.99999% of Koreans use KakaoTalk. So if you confront a Hongdae boy and they say, "Do you live alone? Can I get?" And you ask for his KakaoTalk, and he says like, "I don't have KakaoTalk." He's lying. So yeah, 100% everybody has KakaoTalk in Korea. If they don't, they're either a Hongdae boy that's trying to get into your pants, or they're a North Korean spy. Okay? Like, even North Korean spies would have it because they're trained and educated about Korea's messenger app. Okay? So that's the landscape of Korean Messenger. So if you come here and you're trying to make friends, first thing you do is install KakaoTalk. That's just how you go by. Okay? Like, if you go to work, if you're trying to, like, I don't know, do business here, whatever, KakaoTalk is a must. I guess nowadays, maybe it might be an overstatement that 99.9999% have KakaoTalk, because I've heard that the Gen Z are now slowly migrating outside of KakaoTalk to Instagram DMs. They think it's not hip or cool, like KakaoTalk Messenger. And I think, even so, they would still have an account because they have to contact their mom or teacher or whatever, right? Yeah, even all the government affiliated apps or third party apps or services, they're all connected to KakaoTalk. All the transportation apps like Kakao T. So Kakao is basically like the Facebook of Korea, let's say. Like, they've branched their tentacles to all sorts of industries, and they have like a huge dominance here. And the history of it, I don't know. Like, ever since the advent of smartphones, I remember when I started using my smartphone after using, what was it, PDAs or something, and we had 2G phones, we had in the middle PDA phones or whatever, and then we had smartphones, and I got my first Galaxy. And actually, it wasn't a Galaxy, it was an LG Optimus something. I got it, and immediately this, I guess, developer made this app called Kakao Talk, because, like, I don't know, he thought of, alternative way of than texting, because like SMS uses money, right, per text. So he made an alternative, which is Kakao Talk, which uses 3G or data, and you can just text on the internet for free, right? Essentially for free if you have a data plan or Wi-Fi. So that's how it came, and everyone just installed it, and that's like the first, what do you call it? The first effect, like the 선점 효과, whatever you call that in English is. But yeah, that's a media theory. So if you are the first early, not adapter, but like if you're the first player in that scene, then most likely, if an alternative competitor if that competitor doesn't have better service, or like hugely better service than you, if the margin isn't that big, then you'll probably get that dominance, and it's going to be hard to fail. And that's how Kakao Talk came to be in Korea. And I don't know what to think about it. Maybe Koreans are unique, or they're just like very secluded, because like the whole world uses a global app like WhatsApp. We're talking about WhatsApp is from Facebook, right? I know that Facebook acquired it a while ago, or Instagram DM or whatnot. But like only Korea uses Kakao Talk, and then we have Line. So Line is the direct competitor of Kakao Talk in the past, because when Kakao Talk was established, Line was made from Naver. So Naver is another tech giant in Korea, and yeah, like Naver made its own version, but it was too late. So the market share was immediately spiked up after Kakao Talk was all installed from the people. So Line was already too late, and it couldn't differentiate that much. So yeah, it kind of failed and flopped in Korea. Nobody uses Line. Probably Hongdae boys use it because they don't want the reason Hongdae boys say they don't have Kakao Talk is because they don't like to they like to separate, like, their actual girlfriend, Korean girlfriend, and their foreigner girlfriend over here on like a different app. So they'll lie that they don't have a Kakao Talk, and they'll use Line instead, and they'll say, "Oh, I think Kakao Talk is lame." But now the narrative might actually shift, and now that might be a legitimate reason. So I'm gonna unfold what's going on right now in Korea. Okay, like before we go on, let me read some comments, because I've seen a lot of them coming through. IG, my posting, it also posts on Facebook. Okay. Messenger. Yeah, Messenger is for like iPhone though, right? Like iMessage. And so I don't know how it works all around the world, but at least for Korea, I think this is universal. But if you use iPhone, and text with iPhones, iMessage, it doesn't cost anything. But if you text between iPhone and an Android, the compatibility, like you can send messages, of course, but like there's an extra fee for the message, from what I understand. Or maybe I'm just talking about SMS. Like it's not an app. I'm talking about the built-in message app. So if you message an iPhone from a Galaxy or vice versa, it's going to charge you a small fee of like 1 cent or something like that. I don't know. Like that's at least how I know it works in Korea. So a lot of people, like how iPhone to iPhone you message it and it's like a blue app, and if it's Galaxy it's going to be a green app. So there was a lot of talk about whether like girls were saying guys are so it's like a turn off when they get a message from the guy and it's like a green green what do you call that, the balloon, green chat. SMS is free, really? I did not know that. Because like yeah, I'm pretty sure in my plan, like after I use like 100 SMS messages, then it probably differs by data plan, but that's what I know. Yeah, SMS are not free. Exactly. You pay only for built-in SMS. Okay, so there's a different messaging app. Okay, chat bubble. You call it a chat bubble. All right. Used to be like that here in the US, but there's now no charge. That's good. That's good. So according to my data plan, I have like, I don't know, like 100 minutes of free call, like 1,000 or 500 texts for free, and then unlimited data, blah blah blah. And I pay like $40 per month, something like that, right? Depends on the operator, right? So anyways, to go back to today's story, so why KakaoTalk is under fire, is under danger, and I would say it's an exaggeration to say it's going to get extinct, because like it's too big to fail. But like you never know. Like people have been pointing out, like there have been giants, like messenger app giants in the past in Korea, like platforms as well too, that have disappeared, that have gone into the oblivion. We had native chats like Say Club, Nate On. Those are two big apps, or I guess like, what do you call them? Like, yeah, they're apps or installations or programs on PC environment that Koreans used to use a lot in the old days. But ever since the advent of smartphones and KakaoTalk, they all just disappeared, evaporated. We had other platforms like Cyworld, which every Korean used, but then ever since like the introduction of Facebook, it all disappeared. Yeah, so like there is always a chance. There is always like a shadow looming in the darkness. You can't always be safe about your like market share, right? Like Nokia was a huge brand in the past, but ever since like iPhones and Samsungs came out, where's Nokia? Nobody uses it anymore. Like we got Google Pixels, we have other players, but like Nokia, it's not as much. Blackberries, where did Blackberries go? A lot of people use them. So even if you're like a huge player, it's you can never be sure that you'll exist forever. And that's, I think, the current state of KakaoTalk right now in Korea. And I am not exaggerating, because I will show you what is happening. Okay, so let's dive into it right now. So straight at the article, KakaoTalk's biggest update in 15 years sparks backlash over Instagram style revamp. So KakaoTalk's largest revamp in 15 years was meant to modernize the app, but the Instagram style makeover has left many users angry, calling it cluttered and unrecognizable. Some users welcomed features such as clear separation of unread chats, but many bristled at the new feed style Friends tab with oversized profile photos, saying the update stripped KakaoTalk of its identity. And one person said, I tried not to update KakaoTalk, but is it right to change it without the user's consent? A 23-year-old South Korean rapper, Youngji, wrote. And she's also said, this should not be allowed. It's ugly. Yeah. And Lee's complaint is echoed among a lot of users, and online post sharing ways to block automatic updates are going viral at the moment. much of the criticism has focused on the feed style display resembling the popular social platform Instagram. Unlike Instagram, which is often used for private social connections, KakaoTalk is widely used for work connections in Korea, leading some to say the new interface feels intrusive. So as the article states, KakaoTalk is now just immersed in all angles for Korean people in all sorts of all types of forms of communication. It's between friends, family, work, business, like communities whatsoever. Like, you know how people have different layers of relationships, right? KakaoTalk just penetrates through all of them. It's just that one app that you have everybody's contacts on. I would say it's kind of wandering away from that nowadays, because even for me and the younger generation, they want to differentiate who they talk to on KakaoTalk versus Instagram. For my instance, when I go to like networking parties and I meet other influencers and I'm like, I don't even know this person, I don't really want to get their number. Like, you know, it's a like KakaoTalk feels like a little bit of a more personal space for me, whereas Instagram is like a little bit of a lighter platform where, like, even if the communication lags or like you don't really respond to the DMs, like it's okay. And it's like a public app anyway, so like I get to curate what kind of photos, profile pics, stories I put on there, and they have like other functions, like you can, you know, set like close friends and all that. So yeah, it has that kind of nuance over there, whereas KakaoTalk, where it started as like basically a messenger app, you have your family, your grandma, your friends, everyone over there, your boss, your subordinate, your I don't know, military colleague or whatever. Everybody's on that app. And as the article stated, a lot of people use it at workplace as well too. Like, you'll be surprised. Like, I've been working in global companies and with global partners for a while, and a lot of people either use email. I mean, email is the universal way of doing business, but for internal communication, I've seen a lot of companies use things like Slack mostly, other apps like Monday, or, you know, there are other types of groups. For gamers, they have Discord. I've seen some companies use Discord as well too. So they have different separated apps for different usages, and I think everyone has their own category or characteristic they cling onto by using those apps, right? So yeah, anyways, KakaoTalk is just that big here. It just goes through all those layers of relationships, and that's why this is essentially becoming a problem. So if we look at what kind of updates they had right now, let's see. So first of all, everybody is complaining. Like, I mean, they have these new updates. I'm not gonna go into every single one. They say it's like the biggest in 15 years. They have like chat room folders where you can categorize chats by custom folders, message edit and preview functions. Like, you can edit sent messages, you can preview chats without marking as read. Oh, very subtle details. Like, I mean, I'm all for that. Like, that's good, right? Like, the detail is good. And voice talk summaries, calls transcribed and summarized by Kakao AI. So if you do like a voice talk or like, you know, a FaceTime or whatever, the Kakao AI, which is installed, is going to do like a automatic summarization of that. So these are all very good functions for workplace, I would say. And like, imagine you're doing a breakup with your girlfriend though, and you do like it on voice talk on KakaoTalk. And like, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, oh, let's not break up, and like the reasons are, and then the AI is just like you know, summarizing the reasons she wants to break up with you, and your defense, and like the conclusion, you broke up. Like, that would be so fun. Anyways, yeah, we have those functions. Of course, the biggest concern and the anger coming is from the short form videos right now. So it has a new TikTok, Instagram style feed and video content popping up on the KakaoTalk app. So yeah, like, I'll return to this. Like, you know, this is the hot potato right now, but like, just to introduce more of the functions of it, we have open chat communities where trending discussions can be viewable in a feed without joining rooms. So like, you don't really have to go inside an open chat. You can just lurk on the side and see what's going on and decide to go in. So I think that's a good detail as well too. Also, we have the built-in AI called Kana. I don't know who does the naming. It's a built-in assistant for scheduling, research, and info. Okay, like it's the age of AI, so everyone has their own AI. There are probably like 100 types of AIs on the internet by now, and I don't know for what reason, but they have their own native AI. But you can have a dedicated tab for OpenAI ChatGPT. So you can have a chatbot over there, conversations with it, and you can also use the AI generated content on ChatGPT and share it in chats as well too. So, I mean, I guess this is useful in a sense, like while you're doing a conversation and you have something curious, or you have to just crawl some knowledge from ChatGPT, and you can do a quick search and then just like send it over in the chat. So it's gonna like, yeah, it's gonna boost the quality of dialogue, maybe, who knows. But anyways, those are the big updates. So let's go back to the biggest issue over here, the short form feed. So we are already living in an era of short form, right? Like every single corner, like we just open our app and it's just short form everywhere. You go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everybody's making short form content, which is why I made my own short form Instagram account, Daily David Kim. Go follow it. Okay, I'm making short form as well too. As a content creator, I can't fall behind, right? I'm way too late, but better late than sorry, right? Better sorry than late. Anyways, yeah. So like everybody's getting exhausted of a short form. So that is one point. They're like, oh my gosh, not another platform. KakaoTalk was supposed to be a solely communication-based functional app. I didn't want it to become heavier, first of all, because of all of these functions and AI and the feed. It's definitely becoming heavier as an app. So they're like, can't we just leave it as a messenger app, just as simple as that? Like, look at other apps like WhatsApp or Messenger or whatever. They don't have feeds and short form on it. Like, why do we have to integrate that in an app? And of course, the reason behind it is because Kakao wants to I don't know, play the game. They want people, like, the agenda for all these apps are to make the what do you call it? The consumption, the time consumption or the usage of the app go up. Like they want people to stay on their apps for a longer time, and in order to do that, you have to have content on it, right? So that's why they're making it. Kakao actually made this little social media of its own called Kakao Story before, and it was a major flop. It was only used by old people and people above like 70. So I mean, they had their own community. I think it's still there. I don't know. I have no idea where Kakao Story went. But anyways, this feed, like, people are like, I do not want to see weird shorts and people dancing on my feed on KakaoTalk. When I open my Messenger app, I want it to be solely for communication. And I totally get that. I totally agree on that as well too. So if we look, so that's the biggest point of view, and there are like little branches coming out from it. So let's go cherry pick every single one by one. Why is the chat so dead today? How many people are watching? Let's see, 210 people. Please smash that like button before we go on. So, okay, let's go on to some local news over here. So if we translate this, it says, why isn't it translating? Let's go. Okay, it says the worst ever. Not even a single point is enough. Angry reviews explode over KakaoTalk update. So this was the, like, I don't know, the Steve Jobs moment for this dude. It's like the 15th year anniversary of KakaoTalk or whatever. No, like the biggest update in 15 years. And people are bombarding the review points as a single star. Like not even a point is enough. Like people are like super pissed. That's like the sentiment over here. And this is actually funny. This actually has a good point. Please hide the photo of Manager Kim going out. The KakaoTalk overhaul is causing a surge in negative reviews. So, okay, this is a weird translation, but Manager Kim means 부장님. It basically means your boss, right? So, what that means is if you turn on your app, you have your friends list, right? Like, normally your friends list is just in a form of like a phone book. You'll have a single little profile, and then you'll have the name, your designated name, like how you saved it as. And that's it. Like, you just scroll down and find the person in the phone book, and you press on it and go to a chat. And then usually the interface is like, you can move from the phone book, your contacts, to the chats you have, the rooms, the group chats, and individual chats you have. And then on Kakao, it's been getting a lot of criticism even before this, because they've been trying to incentivize the app so much by utilizing like shop functions and gift functions. So there was a lot of criticism already, because KakaoTalk was overly showing like whose birthday it is on the top layer of the contact section. So whenever you open your app, you are just automatically forcibly notified that, oh, it's today's someone's birthday, and they kind of subtly pressure you to gift them a gift, a present via KakaoTalk. And it's become like a norm in Korea nowadays, because like there are so many relationships, like friends, family, business, and each of them are very precious. And some, like for businesses, you need to keep that kind of business client relationship going on. So like if your what do you call it, like if it's your client's birthday, then wouldn't it be reasonable to just send over, like, I guess like in the old days, no, actually, if it's a client, like, you'll send over a little present or a gift. And KakaoTalk has its own innate shopping mall over there, so you can send small things from, like, I got this from KakaoTalk. Shout out to Ryo from All Blanc. He's a really nice CEO and mega channel. He gave me this Prada lipstick with an engravement DK over there, and it's like blue. Apparently this is like a very trendy item, not sponsored. I got a gift. It's an example for what kind of gift I got. You might have noticed that my lips are a little bit more toned up today, because this, for some reason, it's like an invisible kind of layer that goes onto your lip and makes your lip a little bit more red. But yeah, anyways, he was like, yo, on my birthday, like a month ago, he was like, oh, David, happy birthday. And he sent me over this, like, oh, I noticed you do a lot of live streams and your lips are a little, gray, so put these on. So it works like that. So everybody notices everybody else's birthday, and they're kind of forced to give each other birthdays, because KakaoTalk kind of shoves it in your mouth. And people are kind of uncomfortable about that, because like there might be so many different kind of scenarios. For me, sometimes, like when I was in my low, I didn't have, my bank account was not fat, and I have so many friends, like I have so many relationships I need to take care of. But then, like, every single present gift might stack up like $10, $15, $20. Usually the norm is you send KakaoTalk gifticons. So these are like digital vouchers KakaoTalk provides, which affiliates with Starbucks, to some place, or all these cafes in Korea, or vouchers for department stores. And it's like a, I don't know, $50 voucher for Starbucks, like a Americano coupon, or like a latte coupon, and you can just use it in Starbucks or like a place. So the most common gift would be that, if you're like a light relationship with the other person. But like KakaoTalk earns a lot of money through that function, the shop function inside integrated in it. And also, yeah, like I can't show you my screen because of course it's like personal information right now, but just to show you the shopping tab over here, like this is how it looks. So you got the contacts on the far right, you got the group chats, the chats, and I don't know what this is. I think this is the result of a update over here, and this is the shopping tab over here. And you can go down and you can gift all these kind of things. They even have like live commerce going on and shopping host selling stuff over here. They have like influencer pics and Chuseok. Wow, they have curated series for Chuseok over here. So many stuff, vitamins, shoes, whatever. You can choose it all. So like, what I'm trying to say here is the general sentiment is like, people are now done with KakaoTalk trying to rake in more money. They're like, be true to your sole like existing purpose. You are a messenger app, and that's why people installed you and try. And now it's getting overboard. It's getting ridiculous that you're trying to shove more ads, content, shopping, all these functions that all just orient towards like a new revenue model or revenue stream, and people are just done with it, right? So yeah, like that's one of the sentiments behind it. And like as this article said, please hide the photo of manager Kim. What that means is, because of the feed function now, like, and because we can't see the contacts just as it is, okay, like let me just show you like this. I'll just show you this, right? So this is the feed at the moment, and this is an entire screen. You see the entire screen? This is one person, all right? This is an ad coming out at the moment. I can't scroll down because it's like personal information and my contacts, but like I'm just showing you one person per screen, per scroll, and their profile pic is as this big. Let me see if I can like I scrolled down 2 times and they have this freaking ad going on over here. I don't even know what this is. I don't want to see this shit. And I scrolled down one more time. Okay, 3 people. And oh, I got freaked out today. So like I was freaking out because like, yeah, there's even this kind of function. It says like, oh, pictures you have exchanged. And I'm like, what? Why is this on my feed? And I was freaking out because like it shows the pictures you have exchanged in the chat, and I was like, there's no way this can be displayed on a public feed. And I was right. I did some research, and apparently and obviously, as it should be, this is only for my feed, but it still gives you the goosebumps just at the thought or the knee-jerk reaction of seeing like what kind of images you've shared in your group chat. And I guess like my friend today shared this picture. I'm just exposing it. And this is our tennis group chat, and they were like, oh, this cheerleader is getting married with this baseball dude. Oh wow, I'm so jealous. So I think it was that kind of dialogue over there. But and see, like, okay, this is a client, so I don't care. But anyways, like you see, there's short form on the feed over here. So if you just scroll through, like you can see this. It's like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube combined, everything. It's like, oh wow, trending short form at the moment. And you just scroll down, and yeah, like it's ad after ad. I'm telling you, what the hell is this? Weapon? What is this movie? I don't want to see this. Yeah, like yeah, so like you go on, and all these people that I'm seeing at the moment, they're not even my best friends or anybody I care about. Like I can literally say that, like, okay, this person is a photographer I know. This person is my high school teacher. I didn't even know he's still alive. I mean, no offense, but like he was an old person. We have another ad from Discovery Expedition over here. So this is crazy. This is crazy. This is a MC I met at like an event that I never talked with. We have our past editor, and I'm seeing pictures of her 2 babies. And yeah, like this is just not it. I'm seeing a bunch of wedding photos, and what the hell is going on? For real? Okay, this is just my friend, so I'll show him. I don't think this is gonna do any damage to him. But like this is my high school friend, and he's posting pictures like this on his profile. And do I need to see this big on my screen? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And okay, this is my aunt over here, and everybody knows that my grandpa passed away. But like I'm seeing the funeral picture of my grandpa over here. So like everybody can see, you know, whatever new updates you have on your profile pics, whatever you try to, whatever you, you know, make your background photo as. So I'll just reveal my KakaoTalk profile, okay? So, you know, like if you see my KakaoTalk profile, like it says David over here, and I have a profile picture, and I have my doggos on the background over here. I don't know why it's like glitching, but like let's say I put this picture, I uploaded a new picture like this. Everybody would see this immediately when they go on the feed. How annoying do you think that would be? Like, this is so unnecessary. And the fact that it covers the entire screen, and once you scroll, there's an ad, and then you scroll, there's a short form content, and then you scroll and you see your client over there. And as the article says, you're seeing Manager Kim, your boss, and people are saying, like, half jokishly, but half not. They're like, I don't want to see my boss going out on golf rounds, or like, I don't know, like grilling pork, or his kids or his wife or anything. Like, why do I have to see that? Like in the old days, it was just a contact phone book, so all you had to see were the profiles. But like, why are we forced to have to see this? Yeah, so this is ridiculous. Even I think this is ridiculous. The whole country is now shaking in anger. And another big point that is being criticized is this. So, of course, the parents are super outraged. Even chimpanzees won't give it to me because my brain will rot. Okay, that's a very odd translation. But let me go. Okay, let me change it back. Okay. Oh, all right. So what it means is basically parents are outraged by KakaoTalk's short form format, and what this means is neurologists or whatever scientists determined that short form content is detrimental for the human brain and attention span. It actually lowers IQ, and it's not good for the human mind and stimulus. It's constant stimulus and dopamine. And even for chimpanzees, it's not good. Apparently they did like experiments or something. So of course the academic savvy and enthusiastic parents of Korea, which want their kids to all go to Ivy Leagues and Sky universities, cramming schools and all that, they are allergic and they are repulsive towards short form content. I know for a fact indirectly that even my friends got like parental education, and they do not let their kids go on TikTok or I don't know, Instagram or whatever, because like the short forms are going to cause brain rot. But now KakaoTalk, which is the nationwide app which everybody has to use to, like, I don't know, if you want to pick up your kid from school or kindergarten, you'll have to contact him in a way, right? Like, and you can't always call because maybe it's class time or whatever. Or if you have to pick him up after like cram school, you'll have to schedule a date, and then you'll have to use KakaoTalk inevitably, and the kid has to use it. So like, what if you block TikTok and Instagram Reels and all that? Now they have KakaoTalk, so it's going to be another form of brain rot for them. So kids are definitely, parents are definitely angry about this. And one parent wrote on a local mom cafe saying, "My children often have issues in group chats, so I tried to avoid using it as much as possible. However, when they entered middle school this year, I had no choice but to let them use it because I was worried that they would be alienated from their friends." Fair point. Then out of the blue, they suddenly announced the short form content, and I can't just stop them from using again. It's a worry. So like, because there's no alternative for, KakaoTalk as a messenger app, you're just shoved short form content down your throat, and parents don't have control over it anymore. So other parents expressed their outrage, saying even adults have a hard time controlling their addiction to short form content, so how can children control it? Wasn't this update designed to encourage addiction, not self-control? Yeah. So like, Kakao explains that legal guardians can apply for minor protections regarding short form content by contacting customer service to verify their own and their child phones and submitting a family's relationship certificate. However, the process is cumbersome and the protections must be renewed annually. That's crazy. What? Yeah, and as I said, it's proven. Last year, Oxford University Press in the UK selected brain rot, referring to the harmful effects of excessive consumption of low quality online content as its word of the year. So this is a worldwide thing happening, and I'm really fearful that for the future of our kids, because like we have short form, they're not half of like every person I meet, every young person I meet nowadays, no shade, but like I feel like sometimes some people are just, I don't know, they're actually not dyslexic, but I've seen like too many people claim that they are dyslexic. And I feel like a big reason to that would be short form. Like, and also they haven't read a book in like decades. And also like it's not like it's not, you're not like born, it's not a condition you're born with. Like I think it's like a more of a conditioned thing, if you have to say it. But yeah, more and more people I've seen have like claim they have ADHD, they're dyslexic, and I think we could probably point the reasons, maybe some of them, towards like brain rot and short form content. So that's one concern. Also, we have the introduction of AI. I'm already a victim of it. Like I can't do anything without ChatGPT. Like I can't do anything without Gemini. I can't do anything without Grok. All my scripts, all my work, all my schedules, all my emails, all my whatever are proofread, all like organized, summarized, whatever. I have an AI assistant for all my calendars and stuff. So like AI is just so integrated into your life to an extent that like at the end of the day, like, you know, we might even lose our ability to have critical thinking or like just do anything proactively by ourselves. So like that trend is already coming, that phenomenon is already happening, and now KakaoTalk is accelerating. And so I get why parents are super mad. And yeah, like because of this, of course, not only the normal people have been outraged. Let's see over here. So this idol in particular, why do I have to update KakaoTalk? An idol speaks out. So this is Bumgyu from TXT, I think, and he was saying on Weverse, why is KakaoTalk updating? Why is KakaoTalk update being done at your discretion? So why don't you have a choice to not update it? He's like, I'm the person who hates sudden changes in anything the most. I really hate this update. I don't know if it's okay to say this, but this sucks, basically. So he also said, if you're going to update it at your own discretion, please make a function to revert to the previous version. I'm someone who likes analog things anyway, so it's really hard to see many changes at once. And then he obviously expressed his opinion, saying, I understand that you need to update it to add something groundbreaking, but you've made it harder. You've only added features that aren't necessary. I'm not even curious about the other people's profiles, but they're all listed like a gallery. An update that no one likes. Who is this update for? I think it's cool that you keep creating new things and updating for users. I'm always grateful. But then he also like said, like, you know, he was being very careful. And of course, another figure, Youngji, the rapper, came out saying she shared her experience with the update, saying, I resisted updating KakaoTalk, but is it okay for it to be updated like this without my consent? And she was like, no, please, it's ugly. So aesthetically, it's ugly too. And she said, even the profile picture I used when I was in high school is spread all over my KakaoTalk profile, and it was a picture of Park Jae-bum. And she expressed her discontent, saying, I'm going to delete it all now. So you don't even know what you had on your feed or your profile from years ago, and like KakaoTalk is just displaying it to the world. Yeah, so she's very angry. So yeah, like everybody is infuriated, and I can show you this screen over here. Like this is the actual screen of like these celebrities speaking out and becoming angry about this. And if you see over here, it's a news saying, like, you know, yeah, why are you mixing it up? Like, why are you forcing us to mix up like communication and content purposes? And I don't see the need for having like daily pictures on it. And oh, this one was funny. So, like, apparently there's a developer. So there's an app called Blind, and it's only for like people who can verify their work for Samsung or certain companies. And Kakao employees are listed on the app Blind, and the focus of Blind is like it's wholly anonymous, so you don't get any disadvantages towards your company, and you can speak against your company saying like, oh, this boss sucks, our company sucks in this process. And you can actually leave reviews about like the working environment, perks and welfare and all that. So it's an actually very great app. And of course, a developer from Kakao actually came out exposing Kakao, saying like, do you really think we wanted to make it like this? Like, you can shit on it as much as you want, but please do not shit on the developers. We're only people that follow orders, and we follow the plans of the planners and the leadership up there. And said it's all the planners and the designers doing the work, and we just like realize it for you. We're just like tools. And also, this person exposed the leadership, saying Mintegi Hyung. I think he's like a very big C-level figure up there, and he said, "Oh, this person was hands-on about this new update, and he really just micromanaged everything." And this recent KakaoTalk updates, it wasn't like a there wasn't like a big discussion about like the direction of it. It was like top down from that one single person, and so it's like the result of this person called Hong Min Taek, and he's the CPO. I don't know what that stands for, but I think it's Chief Project. I have no idea, but yeah, I think it's probably this guy over here. Yes. Yeah, so anyways, even the developers are super super mad about it. And right now what we're facing is KakaoTalk is like there's so many viral posts about how to block the automatic updates. These are blowing up on the internet, and KakaoTalk might face an unprecedented rollback. A rollback means just abolishing everything, like just saying, admitting that we were wrong, and then just returning back to normal, like for the previous version, to the previous version. So that's where we're at right now, and you might think, oh, like this is not a big deal. Like, people will adapt anyways. And that is also a school of thought right now. I've seen on threads and people saying like, life will go on. It's just an app at the end of the day. And like people, they don't have any alternative, so they don't have any choice but to use it. We don't go into the contact tab anyway. So all we need is like the chat function and the group chat tab. So blah, 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 blah. So there are people that are, I wouldn't necessarily say optimistic, but just like adaptists, or just like go with the flow, like, oh, whatever, it's just an app. But I think in the perspective of like in a critical point of view, and a point of view as a consumer who would have to really assess the app and maybe potentially evaluate its future, predict its future, these kind of directions and these kind of negative stacks aren't really good for the app in the long term. And there are already narratives and discourse on the internet saying, why can't we just all migrate to like Line? Let's use Line. It's Naver's app, right? Like, and people are like, why can't we just go to WhatsApp? And people are saying like, WhatsApp is ugly, but and their emojis are shit and blah 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 blah, like KakaoTalk. So I do have to admit though, KakaoTalk is very cute and fun in terms of their emojis. The variation of emojis are crazy. So like it's just very, I would say, like apt for the Korean sentiment. Like Korean people like cute things, and they have trouble in expressing things in words, so they substitute it with emojis, and we have like thousands of sets of emojis, and we have independent emoji cartoonists that can upload their emojis on the market, on the Kakao market over there. And if Kakao actually approves it, they can generate money by making their own custom emojis. So the emoji market is actually pretty big over here. So there are a lot of pros about KakaoTalk, but like because these cons are coming up, and showing, and people are getting more negative and negative about the app for the about the future about it. A lot of people are like, oh, this is exactly what happened to all these, other apps like a decade ago, and now they're all disappearing. They're not existent. So like, beware, KakaoTalk. Like, you're just too confident about yourself. So once your market share starts going down and people start using Telegram or migrating to Line or whatever. So the reason people don't really go to Line is because, like, first of all, like, there has to be national consensus, and it like that everybody is going to magically move to Line on a single night, or else, like, if you go immediately to work tomorrow, you'll still be communicating with your boss or your client with KakaoTalk. And if you use Line, you can't say like, oh, let's use Line. Like, it doesn't work that way, right? Because it's already deeply rooted and everybody's using it, it's really hard to break that chain unless you have like a really big advantage to use another app, right? If it's all similar, everybody's just going to go on using KakaoTalk because you don't want to get left out. And as I told you, there are pros of it. So like, it's not happening that easily, that like a finger snap. And I've seen some comments about Line saying like, oh, Line's 50% of the shares are owned by Japan now, and there was actually an attempt from Japan to aggressively actually eat up Naver Line. So Naver Line is a subsidiary of the Naver Corp, and Line is like the predominant app that is used in Japan. Weirdly enough, I don't know how it got there, but Naver made it for Korea, but Japan adopted it, and now Japan uses Line the most, apparently. And yeah, it's huge in Japan. So obviously there are a lot of stakeholders in Japan as well too, and those stakeholders and the Japanese side try to actually gobble up the Korean side shares of it, and it almost happened a few months, a year ago, and the government stepped in and like, they tried to prevent it or not. I don't know, maybe it's in the air. I haven't followed up on it, but like, because of those kind of concerns, Korean people being nationalistic and patriotic as well too, like, we can't use a half Japanese app with the threat of being, eaten up by Japan. Like, once that happens, then like, we'll be totally dependent on Japan. So like, that's not happening, I would see. And like, simply enough, like WhatsApp or other apps, I don't think it's just that attractive to Koreans in general. Like, I told you about the sentiment and all that, the cutesy functions and stuff. So yeah, it's just too integrated into our society. And but the thing is, definitely the negative karma, let's say, or the minus points are definitely stacking up, and I can feel it because my friends have been complaining all day long. My mom has been calling me and saying like, how do I do this? And my grandma is having trouble finding her friends on her contacts, and that's a problem because my grandma only has like 5 friends left, and she needs to contact them via the profiles. And if she can't find them, then that's a problem, right? All she sees is like apps. So yeah, that is happening. And that's basically all the criticism about it. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, the market impact, it says from July 2021 to August 2025, in the span of 4 years, the average monthly time spent dropped from 800 minutes to 674 minutes. And the stock drop was big. Kakao shares fell over 10% in a week. That is a lot if you actually know the market value of KakaoTalk. And yeah, the Kakao is collecting feedback at the moment and is trying to reflect changes, but it's already water spilled, and I don't know how far they'll go out of their way to like take back their actions. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. This might all seem very detached to y'all because like, you don't use KakaoTalk. Maybe you do if you live in Korea, and you might be experiencing some inconveniences. But I feel like for most of you, it would be like, just watching the next door getting burnt down. Yeah, we have a saying like that. Um, okay, so let's see what comments you've been saying. Time for a new competitor on the market. That's what everybody's been saying on these YouTube videos and these articles. Like, why doesn't like this genius startup CEO use this opportunity? I guess like to topple down the Goliath, you really need to be a David, and there aren't that much like prepared Davids out there. Start a messenger app, David. Francesca says, "Yeah, maybe I should name it David." Oh, that's actually pretty good. Like narrative wise. Like here I am to crumble down the Goliath of Korea, Kakao. That's insane. Time for a new app. What? I'm insert disbelief meme. Uh, yeah. Yapper mode fully engaged. Kids are not even reading things in full anymore. It's worrying. Didn't you just start a short form channel? Yes, I did. Even my hospital in Korea asked me to send x-ray pics from another hospital through KakaoTalk. It is that used. Thank you. Yes, like it is that used. We just use it for everything over here. Like I get messages from the post office via KakaoTalk. Like I get messages from the tax office. Let's see my recent messages where I got. Yeah, see, I got a message from the tax office today, from Samsung Card, Catch Table, Kakao Pay, Shinhan Bank, Interpark Tour, Korean Air. Yeah, I'm going to LA, by the way, next month. Yeah, all these kind of things, like my stock app, it's all just connected, and you just can't get out of it. Yeah. Did you mean ADHD dyslexia as when words are switched around in your head? I was talking about like those people that say I have dyslexia when they say like they look at texts and they can't read. So maybe it's a reading dysfunction or something, but like I've seen a lot of people describe that as dyslexia. Yeah, so like basically I give them a sheet of paper or a text or something on the screen, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read that because I have dyslexia." So that's yeah, maybe I don't know the word to word meaning of that, but like that's what I'm referring to. The social or dare say technological contract is getting scary and hopeless by the day. Um, But David, you can do things without ChatGPT, but you choose not to. That's actually true too. I just use it to boost my productivity. So actually, I would say my productivity is boosted to like 300%. And nowadays, I feel like in the old days, if I needed like an assistant or something, I can just use it for $20 with ChatGPT, and it would deliver better results. And as for a fact, after the U.S., Korea is the second country in the world with the most paid users of ChatGPT. That is crazy. That is how wild the ChatGPT and AI scene is over here. Everybody's very reliant on ChatGPT and other generative AIs. Yeah. AI is the future in healthcare. It will diagnose and fix the disease. Yeah, that's actually true too. So like first of all, I have a doctor friend who is saying like who's been always complaining about like his profession, like because of like the doctor what do you call it? He hates when I use the word strike because it wasn't a strike. It was the government that imposed it upon them. So like the doctors stopped because of that. Like his precious time was lost, and like the conditions of doctors were definitely like very overlooked and blah 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 blah. Now it's kind of amended and it's back to the normal state. But he was mentioning like even considering that like in a few years or probably a decades, like it's not commercialized yet, or it's not like cost efficient yet, but there are machines that can accurately diagnose someone's symptoms or whatever, a disease, or give better results, or like I don't know, a prescription to the patient. And there is actually existing tech out there. It's just that the machines are extremely expensive and it can't be normalized with the current healthcare system. But once that like hurdle gets lower and lower and the manufacturing price and whatever, like it can definitely replace like more than half of what the doctors are doing right now. Like even it can assist in surgical processes, whatever. And he's actually been he's been going to a lot of like these doctor forums and what do you call them? Sir, the word isn't coming out. Anyways, he's been going to a lot of these like education forums and whatnot, and they're teaching already how to use AI in the health field and all. And like people that are against the AI tech and stuff, I get the sentiment, but like blindly just like, just refusing it and not trying to adopt it as much as possible is not going to help in my opinion, because like this is a huge wave that like a surfer can't really pass by, so yeah. And that too, like I've heard some research results from like a lab in Keist or whatever that's using AI technology to actually analyze the human genome, the DNA, and like identify certain DNAs and like, you know, playing with it and going further and advance into the cure of like Alzheimer's or cancer or whatnot. So like yeah, like AI is everywhere and it's in KakaoTalk too, and it's making the app freaking heavy. Skype was obliterated from not listening to customers. That's a very great example. We now all use Zoom. Like ever since COVID, Zoom just popped up, or like we have Google Meet. So like, where is Skype? I think it was acquired. Wasn't it by Zoom? I don't know. I forgot. I just got a notification KakaoTalk was installed on my Samsung Watch. So like, yeah, the point about KakaoTalk not giving you a choice to upload or not, that's a problem too. You know, you should have the choice to be able to use the previous version. There probably would be technical difficulties that only developers know, where like if there's a new version of the app and you're using the older one, there are certain functions that aren't compatible with the other user and stuff. So something like that. I actually have a funny story with my ex-girlfriend, so let me like hold on to that. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Wow, so many comments. KakaoTalk is not closing down, but there is national fury over it. Used it more than 10 years ago when I still attended a Korean church in my country. Okay. Well, you're a David. Go ahead and start an app. Okay. I worked for the Football Association in Korea years ago. I know how these managers work. I bet they were told it wouldn't spark fury, but the Kakao managers ignored it. Yeah. Or maybe this person is a true visionary that's trying to save Kakao from its sinking ship phase. And they're like, yeah, you know what? We're going bankrupt in a while, so this is our only option. Yeah. But that's also not true too, because like before this update, there were developers and managers from the C-level of KakaoTalk coming up and saying like, we're totally in good financial situations and we're not doing this for extra revenue or what. It's just like the direction for the future and it's just the vision. So I don't know, and I do think it's true that KakaoTalk has like a lot of revenue in its profits. Because like the sheer amount of just sales it gets on like live commerce and the gifts functions and the emojis and webtoons and everything else, like the transportation, that is huge. Okay, why did it freeze? Okay guys, I'm trying to fix this. I think my camera overheated. I'm pretty sure you can hear me, so let me try to connect my camera. Shut down my camera and turn it on again. Hold please. The stream is not over. Yeah, my camera is not functioning. I'm pressing start again, restart, but it's not shutting down. Yeah, there's a malfunction happening. DJI. I can't shit on DJI though because like it hasn't failed me big time yet. So it's been pretty good quality, so I'm just gonna bear with it. Yeah, I think it's connected again, so let's see. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Seminar, thank you! I was looking for that. Seminar, yes. Ah. Okay, let me just go back on the chats a little bit. And why does it keep on disconnecting? There's something wrong. I'm sorry about this, but like it's beyond my control. Wait a sec, guys. Yeah, I'm trying to connect again. For some reason, my USB cable is malfunctioning. Sorry about that. That is weird. This never happened before. Let me put up something so you can see it. Wait a sec, guys. I'm trying to fix this problem. Yeah, maybe it's the computer? No, it's taking an awful lot of time for the camera to restart, so I think it's the camera's problem. Yeah. Yeah, in the meantime, let me read some comments. Perhaps Kakao has infiltrated your camera. It's KakaoTalk. They heard what you said. Maybe. Yeah, my DJI is not turning off. I don't know what is happening right now. Am I cooked? It's not responding. What the hell is happening? Okay, now it's restarting. Yeah, I was scared for a while. Yeah. Okay, fingers crossed. There we go. That's a good sound to hear. And let's see if it works again. Let there be light. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, that's what's happening in Korea. And to tell you the funny story about my ex-girlfriend, about the discrepancy between updates, this is a prime example. So there was this one upgrade. I told you KakaoTalk has like these little gimmicks and little details, which I think are pretty useful. So like there was this one time they updated the app where you could make like, you know how in Discord or other apps like they have like these spoiler functions. So like if you don't want to spoil information, or if you don't want the other person, yeah, like it's basically a spoiler prevention function. So like you type in something and you can like blur it out unless the person actually clicks on it actively. So what happened was with my ex-girlfriend, we were talking about the anime Attack on Titan, and she was very hooked onto it, and she was like, "Oh, I'm watching that part with Levi and doing blah 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 blah," and I was teasing her, saying like, "Oh, you know what? Actually, Eren is like whatever blah blah blah, and someone is the colossal Titan, and someone is like whatever, and they're actually like not, allies and stuff." And like I was trying to tease her. And like I was building up to that, and she was like, "I swear to God, if you actually drop that, if you actually spoil it for me, I will actually get mad. Like I'm dead serious. Don't do it." And I was like playing ahead and like, leading towards that, and she's like, "Stop. And then I used that spoiler prevention function. I double checked with my friends too. Like it was all functioning, and I used it, and I was like, actually, some like I dropped some like big spoiler there, and then she immediately called, and she was like, "What the fuck?" in Korean. Like she was literally super mad, and I was like, "Oh, I what?" I was stuttering, and she was like, "Why did you say that?" I'm like, "What?" It's like this. And I'm like, what? Like I covered it up with the spoiler prevention function, and she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You just revealed that someone is someone. Like, what? Like, isn't your phone like doesn't it have like a mosaic or like a blurred function on it? And she's like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, and then I got like a huge blow, and this actually became like a huge fight. And she was like, "Why don't you respect what I say? Like everything's a joke to you." And it blew into like a full-fledged fight. And then I broke up. No, it wasn't because of that. But yeah, like that was a huge. You can never believe that the other person, the recipient, is on the same page, not the same page, but the same version of the app you are on. So some functions might not work on the other end, and that was a huge thing that happened to me, and I was like sweating like shit. I was walking my dog then, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." Yeah, but then the fight got into like more serious territory as usual as it expands, and I wanted to be like, like everything has context, right? Builds ups. And even if you start off as like a little thing and it goes into like a full-fledged war, and I was like, at the end, I was saying like, oh, but like, is this worth fighting this much? Like, I understand you can be angry, but like you dragging out other stuff and like actually cursing at me and like saying bad stuff about me and attacking me personally and whatever, like blah blah blah. And yeah, it was embarrassing. Yeah, if you rewind it, I don't want to think about it. Yeah, and actually today, I don't know if she's watching, but because of the KakaoTalk update, I saw the update of her profile as well, and I think she's going to Europe right now for a trip because her status was updated. Yeah, that must have been the tipping point for her. I think so, yeah. But yeah, that's about it for Kakao Talk. And at the end, we don't, us Koreans, we will keep on using it. Everyone's using it. But if there is a disruptive competitor that uses this opportunity wisely, I think they might have a chance to slowly build up to something big. Yeah. Yeah, that's my assessment. And I don't know what you guys think about Kakao Talk, if you've used it before or not. But yeah, like in general, I don't understand why Korea just has to use Kakao Talk. Like I even Korean people at the workplace, they use Slack. Gamers use Discord. We use Instagram. Nobody uses Facebook anymore. Wait, why is it? Oh my gosh, what is happening to my camera today? My gosh. This is not okay. Ah, yeah, I'm rebooting my camera again. Yeah, after this, I'm gonna go on to part two. So hold on. Stressed, super stressed. It's not even shutting off. Yeah, I need to crank up the AC because I'm super stressed right now. Okay, time to buy a new camera? Nah, spent too much money on equipment already. Okay. Okay. There we go. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's for Kakao Talk. That's the biggest news in Korea. Other than that, I've scrolled through all the news sites and I haven't seen anything that significant to cover this week. Everything's just like little snack bits. Um, Nothing that important. But Kakao Talk is definitely a big um, issue. The first time I saw KakaoTalk update and went in the video, didn't know how to return for some time. Yeah, that's happening to my grandma. Okay, guys. Yeah. In the meantime, while we move on to the second segment, if you appreciate my stream and enjoy my content, any form of support in super chats, Patreon subscriptions, or PayPal's would be appreciated. And if you'd like to voice your opinion a little louder on the screen, I can do that. Also, I can do shout outs for you. So, yeah, letting you know. Also, one thing you can do for me for free is to go to Daily David Kim on Instagram and follow me over here. It's my newest account where I put up daily short form content, a daily slice of life, laughs, and comfort. Yes, and I've uploaded 4 content so far. The views have been okay. Like the first one got 12K, second one got 36K, third one got 8,000 so far. It was uploaded yesterday. This I uploaded like an hour ago, 857. Not so bad. The engagement is crazy, pretty good. If you think, like, if you consider it's like a new account, I am leveraging my Just David account, but still, I wasn't expecting this much. But yeah, you gotta go see it because it's like a look into my daily life over here. It's very fun mini vlogs with a touch of Korean sayings, and the background is Seoul, so you can see my friends, my dog, Han River all together, and learn some stuff with the captions. And if you look at the second one, it was my little mini vlog slash skit about BTS because I was genuinely shook. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this vlog? This was crazy. Oh my gosh, like I'm still mind blown with that. That is crazy. Yeah, like the camera's malfunctioning again. But yeah, that is crazy, right? Did you guys see this vlog? I did share the one BTS one, got a good response, David. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, so that was a BTS one, and this one was a post dedicated to my friend who is a Michelin Guide restaurant owner who cooks North Korean dumpling soup, the best in Seoul. And I went there the day before with our longtime subscriber Jesper, all the way from Denmark, Copenhagen. He's a head chef and manager in a restaurant in Tivoli Garden. It's more than 150 years old, and he was the judge for my friend's restaurant, and he said it was double thumbs up, 5 stars out of 5. So you can definitely check it out. And right now, if you put a comment on the post, I'm replying to every single one of you. So please do reply on the comments. Please like it and send it to your friends. Send it to yourself because sending is a very good metric. You can save it as well too. And this one is a little cultural explanation about the concept called ekdem. It's you basically canceling off bad energy in Korean culture. So this is a mini story about it as well too, how I got to buy the lottery. So yeah, please go check it out. I have more scripts and ideas and concepts ready for this account. It's coming your way. So please go follow Daily David Kim. All right? All right. They all look so good. Thank you. You should have linked him on the post or the restaurant in public info. There is. There is. It is on the post. So if you go to the post over here, if you go to the tagged people, you can see this is his restaurant account. So yeah, this is his restaurant account, and I can vouch for it. It's an amazing, amazing restaurant account. And also, if you want more detailed info about this, you could go to the description over here, and I have the store information over here, the address, the nearest station, days off, operating hours, parking, waiting info, blah 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 blah. Do check it out over here. And actually someone went today, so someone was like, today's my last day in Seoul, we fly out tonight. How difficult is it to get in for lunch? That looks amazing. And I told them you could probably go at like 11:30 and you'll be able to eat it, and they actually did. We made it, and it was a delicious, as you described, a great last meal in South Korea to end a fantastic vacation. So yes, people are saving it. Just recently tried the spot and loved it. And there was someone tagging their friend saying like, let's go on our next trip. I love these kind of posts. Maybe we can go there. Are you inviting me to go with you? Because yes, so people are actually going. I'm so happy for my friend that I, as a content creator, can actually contribute to his business. And there's a backstory behind, setting up shop for his restaurant. Like, I actually helped him in an indirect way as well too. So go check out the vlog over there. It's this Daily David Kim on Instagram. There you go. There you go. All right. Where is it? How can I? Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yep. So, yeah, that's basically what I prepared for today. How long have I been streaming? I won't end the stream right now because it's only been an hour and a half. Obviously, I do long streams for you guys. Yes, there you go. That's the link over there. Yeah. But to tell you a story about this, like if you haven't watched this reel yet. Yeah, that was a very stressful moment of my life last week. The week before I lost my grandfather, and we did the funeral. It was lovely. It was all respectful. It was grand and all good. And after the funeral, I went to the memorial with my mom, bought him some flowers, and visited again and prayed again. And yeah, I think our family is all now sound and, back to normal. But, before my grandpa's passing away, me and my friend, Sang, who was my past editor, we planned a visit to Jeju because we felt like, life has been too hectic quite recently for both of us. And we were like, let's just have a getaway because like Jeju's nearby. It only takes like 30 minutes per flight there. So it's an easy go. Round trip ticket is about like $30. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Good splendid weather right now. It's fall. So we were very excited about that. It was very spontaneous, and we just reserved the plane tickets just like that. We were counting the dates down, and then like my grandpa's funeral happened right like the week before, and I was like, will I be in the mood to go to Jeju? But then at the end of the funeral, I was like, I think it'll be okay, because like, if I go see the ocean and the hiking and the forest and nature and all that, I think it would soothe my mind and give me some peace. I could reflect and all that. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm willing to go. But then Sangwoo also had like a sudden gig pop up. So he's into like production and filming and camera stuff. And suddenly a big government gig uh, came into him. And it was about the APEC thing. So, there's going to be the APEC held in Gyeongju. I think it's next year. Or this year? Is it this year or next year? Yeah, Trump and Xi Jinping are both going to come. G Dragon is the ambassador of it. It's a very big deal. We had the last one in Busan like 10, 15 years ago. And yeah, so he got like this filming gig for APEC, and it was good pay. And we both are kind of like not in the best financial situations. So yeah, when he explained, oh, this rolled in, and I think this is a good opportunity and good money for me, and like good for my portfolio as well. I'm really sorry. I don't want to cancel, but can you understand? And I was like, yeah, yeah, sure, go on. Like it's only $30. Like I don't even care about the $30. Like it's yeah, the loss is like, we had like a great opportunity to hang out in Jeju, and I felt like it'd be like a boys' night out and like stargazing and all, and listening to the sound of the waves. And he had a very firm objective, so he's single too. I'm single too, and he was like, "Oh, David, did you hear about those party guest houses?" And I'm like, "No, there are these co-ed party guest houses in Jeju that specialize in parties. So their purpose is to link men and women together that are staying at the guest house. Of course, the rooms are separated, but they have a communal space, like a BBQ space or like an outdoor seating space or whatever. And there's usually a host, which is like the owner or MC of the guest house. And at a certain time, at like 9 p.m., that host brings like, I don't know, Jeju pork and like soju and snacks and all that, and they have like routines and activities. There's an MC, and it's like a fun activity amongst the guests that are staying that night. And it doesn't always have to be like male and female, but everybody goes for that purpose, to find new people, right? So my friend was like, "Oh, I really want to go there." And like, "Do you want to go together?" And I'm like, "Bro, we're too old for that shit. Like I don't know if we'll be welcome there." Like they're probably in their early 20s, or yeah, they'll call us ajashis, and I think that's kind of lame. But he's like, "Oh, who cares about that? Like Jeju is for everyone, and everyone has the right to go to these guest houses." And as for a fact, guest houses are way more inexpensive, no, like cheaper than like the hotels or the other accommodation types they have in Jeju. And it's more like local, so it's a more cozy vibe. So like there are a lot of pros that way anyway. So he was like, "We'll just say like we were looking for." Oh shit, it freezed again. Yeah, we he was just saying like we'll just look for more affordable options. We were just looking for more affordable options, and then we stumbled upon this guest house, and we're not looking for anything more. We're just here for a good time. And then he was like, "Yeah, we can ask for their Instagrams later on or something like that." So I was like, "You definitely have an agenda there." And yeah, at the end of the day, I'm so bothered by like this camera not functioning. I'm restarting again. But in the meantime, let me address your super chat. Star, thank you for the €5. Loving the new account and your interactions with the comments. Thank you so much. I hope I responded to your comment as well too. But yeah, like Anyways, because of his gig, we had to cancel all of that, and we were so excited for all of that, like the nature plus the guest house. I did not know what to expect at all, but it was definitely a fun idea. But then that all got canceled. And I was willing to go by myself anyways because I didn't want to waste the plane tickets. And I wasn't going to go to a guest house by myself. I was going to go to like a jimjirbang or like camp in my car, the rent car or something to save bucks. Because like if you're going with two people, like you can split the accommodation, but like by myself it would be a waste. So yeah, that was my thought. But at the end, this happened. The reel I'm showing you, this happened. I forgot that I had a dog, and I was literally all packed going outside my house door, and I was in front of the elevator when I realized that Chomsun was at home. And the reason is like I always lived with my grandma, or there was always someone left behind to take care of my doggos before. But in this occasion, I've been just living alone recently, and like my grandpa's funeral happened. I was catching back onto work, so my mind was all like scattered apart, and I didn't really have the capacity to think about my dog when I was packing for my trip. So it didn't happen. That's funny. And my camera still isn't loading again, so let me read some comments. Sounds like a hostel type of setup. Yes, exactly. Party guest house sounds like a good idea, better than dating apps. It would be, but for people like us in our 30s, I don't know. When are you going to Yangyang, David? I don't think I'll go to Yangyang. I'll be going to Yangyang. Yeah. Um, that reminds me of idol TV show filmed in Jeju-do called Romance something. Of course you're not too old, David. If you come to Korea, once you're over 30, people will call you ajashis. I think it's because we have that term ajashi, ajumma. Maybe it's because of the language, the lingo that sets us apart and makes people think immediately that over 30 is like retired and old. Yeah, that's actually a good theory. Mhm. It's still not working. I don't know why. I'm so stressed right now. Don't pretend you didn't want to go. I at the end I accepted. So, mhm. Single travel is very expensive. Yes, of course it happens. They could hold party guest houses for different age groups. But then people would call you 꼴불견. That's a saying to say like you're not acting as your age and you're like lame and desperate and try hard. A mix of all of that. Um, where's the video? Like the camera is dead right now, so I'm trying to connect it. I've been trying to connect it over and over again, but it's not been working. Hasn't been working. Let me try one last time. If it doesn't work this time, I will try to connect a different camera. Okay. Let's see how long this one goes. Kakao overlords are taking on. I think I would be depressed if someone called me an ajumma. Yeah, an ajumma is actually a very derogatory term, I would say. Yeah, I don't think ajumma is a polite term. Never use the term ajumma. Yeah, it's passive aggressive too. Ajashi though is neutral. It's okay. So the only way ajumma sounds okay is when like a very young child, like an elementary school student, speaks to like a middle-aged woman and says like ajumma, like it out of the naive kind of sense. If they say ajumma, that's okay. But in every other scenario, if you call someone an ajumma, that's disrespectful. You can just say like 저기요 or yeah. Yeah, 저기요 is the best. But for 아저씨, a lot of people just say 아저씨, especially to like cab drivers or like delivery men or just middle-aged men in the street, and they won't get offended. Yeah. I remember back when people first started calling me ma'am, I was so offended. Isn't ma'am like a respectful term? I'm desperate. That's why I want to go to Young Young. Well, yeah, you own it, so that's good. Traveling alone is expensive. I paid $4,500 for a cruise last year. Dang. Oh my gosh. Okay, there it goes again. Yeah, we're not having a good day over here today. I'll just leave my face like that. It's not listening to me anyways. Super, super stressed. Sigh. Lynn, thank you so much for the $10. Pizza, pizza. Have lunch or something today. I will. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm starving right now. Maybe I should order some stuff, but then it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, so no. Yeah, I'm so hungry, but I don't have anything at home to eat. It's like when Europeans call you Madame instead of Mademoiselle, Senora instead of Senorita. Ooh. Need to change the stereotype. Say proud ajashi, proud ajumma with a t-shirt. I don't know if there would be a consumer base for that. Yeah, let me try my other camera just for trial's sake. Does it even work? I don't think it works right now. Yep. Give me a minute. Ugh. 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 Help. Oh Lord. I'm so stressed right now. Things like this happen. Okay, last try. Okay. If it disconnects one more time, I'm just gonna end the stream today because I'm too stressed. Okay, ask away your questions and let me just do some friendly chat before I end the stream today. Why am I suddenly craving for chicken wings now? Maybe because I'm craving chicken wings now too. Oh, I want some chicken wings. Should I order something now? I'm so hungry, but then I saw the BTS video. Oh, I'm so hungry, guys. Oh, what time do I have my first schedule tomorrow? Yeah, I can skip lunch. I have to go somewhere by 2 p.m. Probably have to wake up at like 12 and drive. Oh, I want to go to your friend's North Korean restaurant. It looks so good. Yes, order, go, go. Really? How's your tennis game going today lately? I've seen your IG videos of indoor training tennis centers in Korea where the courts are half the size with the machines. Yes, we have a lot of them because we don't have land. Tennis courts are very expensive. They're very inaccessible. I might actually make a reel of myself going to a tennis match soon. You must eat if you're hungry, even if it's 2 a.m. JK was eating pasta this morning yesterday. Oh, what BTS video? The video that they were working out with the muscles. Yes, order some chicken wings and pasta. Whoa. Oh, I'm drooling. Ah, just order something that isn't overly calorie. Oh, uh, random question, David. What do you think of Boys Planet Season 2 boy band name being Alpha Drive 1? That's their name? You're not kidding, are you? Alpha Drive 1. So first it was N hyphen, and then it was Zero Base 1, and now it's Alpha Drive 1? Uh, I think my response, my reaction tells what I think about it. Yeah, I'm really, really hungry right now. Oh, let me see what options I have. If I have good ones, if something catches my eye in within 1 minute, I will order. Oh my god, everything looks good. I've been working out nowadays, so I'm trying to like cut on calories. But wow, like I'm starving today because oh my god, KFC, what? Oh, chicken wings. Oh my gosh. Wow. We got American chicken wings. Oh, I'm sorry. Damn. All right. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. 반반 치킨 사세요? No chicken. Yeah, I could go with chicken wings, but not a chicken, full chicken. Actually, there's this place that gives me like two chicken wings and a little mini-sized pizza. I always order from that place. And that would be like, I could eat half the pizza and the chicken wing, and it would be fine. Yeah, it's super cheap too. Let me see if it's still open. It is like a Sunday night, so yeah, it might be closed. Let's see. Oh, maybe that's on. I'm looking on Coupang Eats. Uh, is it operating? All right. Okay. Yep. Two buffalo wings and original pizza. Should I get ranch or garlic sauce? I'll go for ranch today. Buffalo wings or sticks? Wings. I'm craving for wings. Oh my gosh. Oh wait. Ah, it was event season last time. That's why. Ah, they're only letting me order if I do $5 more.
Eat something with more protein than carbs from your Hyung in San Francisco
Um,
show.
let's
Thanks
see
for
if I
sharing
can
how
get
life is in
five
Korea
more
for all of
dollars on it.
us.
Yeah, I'll just go for the buffalo wing, 6 buffalo wings. Then it's gonna be, yep. Let's see. Let's see. 2 sticks, cheese sticks. Yay! All right, we got it. All right. So I ordered a small size pizza. It's literally like this big. It's not, like not even as big as my face. And 6 buffalo wings. So that's a total of like $12. Is that okay? A good deal? Hey, Ed Park. Thank you. Where'd it go? Eat something with more protein than carbs from your Hyung in San Francisco. Thanks for sharing how life is in Korea for all of us. Thank you so much. Pizza! Woo! Yeah, you'll see more of a vivid visual kind of life on my new Instagram account. I love to go to San Francisco because my friend, I saw his Instagram story today. He's doing a road trip in the US, the West Coast, and I think he's in San Francisco right now because he posted a picture of Oracle Park and he went to see Chung Hoo Lee, which is not doing really good nowadays. But yeah, he's in San Francisco. Yeah, and also as I told you, on October 14th to the 19th, I'm going to LA again. Instant GTA theme in my head playing. Din, 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 din. I don't know how to uh, sing it. Dun, 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 dun. Please collab with a health person so you can get on track over the next year. Yeah, I need to. Could you bring your Michelin star chef friend to KPC? North Korean dumpling soup looks delicious. I can definitely bring him, but he would have that language barrier, so I don't know if I'd be able to do like something meaningful. Nice, what's happening in LA? I have this it's a sponsored trip, obviously. I wouldn't go to LA, no shade. I love LA. Maybe I don't anymore because I've been there too many times. So every business trip related to Korea something is mostly in LA. And I think it's because of the Korean population and it's like the closest city to Korea and yeah, there's a large population over there and so a little bit more liberal maybe. Anyways, yeah, everything's in LA usually. This time I'm going for like this traditional products event, like exhibition that's happening at the Korean Culture Center of Los Angeles. Not a very big budget, but um, yeah, it can cover the plane cost, and I'm saving accommodation, staying at my friends. So yeah, going there for that. it's going to be in the form of Instagram Reels as well too. So I guess that's going to be my first sponsored content. Hmm. What are you going to dress up as for Halloween? I don't dress up for Halloween. Love a sponsored trip for you. Yeah. So I'm actually on the fence right now because I've been using ChatGPT to calculate all my travel plans and fees and all that. So it's like a 4 to 5 day trip, and I'm probably not gonna do much sightseeing or anything because I've been to everywhere multiple times in LA. I don't want to go to Santa Monica Pier. I don't want to go to the Griffith Observatory. I don't want to go to Universal Studios. I don't want to go to Hollywood Street. I mean, yeah, all those places. I don't want to go to In and Out. Maybe if there's one in the local area, but I'm staying in downtown LA, so that's gonna be in walking distance and stuff. Maybe take Ubers inside in there, but other than that, not very interested. I'm not gonna go to the Getty Center. Like all of these places I've mentioned, I've been to like 4 times already. Um, I haven't been to like Malibu Beach, which I've got some recommendations for. Yeah, but so I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't even rent a car this time because like rent a cars are expensive. And even if it's for 4 to 5 days, if you consider like the parking, according to ChatGPT and like average rates, like if I just rent like a small sedan, it'll at least cost me more than 300 to 500 bucks least. Gas fees too. So like yeah, that's beyond my budget. So I'm thinking like just take a coach or a bus from LAX. Got a bunch of time anyways. Once I arrive in downtown, can navigate via Uber for like close distances. If I go somewhere else, maybe public buses or subways. So yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I'll probably just stay within downtown area. Good luck on the LA trip. Thank you. Do kids go trick or treating? Oh shit, it stopped again. Yeah, I said I'm gonna stop the stream once it stops, but since I've ordered food, I have to take that back. Kids don't go trick or treating in Korea. We live in apartments, so it's not really the same environment. And Halloween is like a foreign concept for us, so we don't really put that much value into the festivity, the holiday itself. The only place Halloween is actually meaningful is in Itaewon, and it's just like grown up adults dressing up for Instagram photos or getting horny. Um, Cheaper to just Uber. Yeah, but Uber from LAX to downtown, it's like a couple 50 to 70 bucks. That's pretty expensive. If you just take the bus, it's like 10 bucks. But then I'm kind of considered because I don't know the vibes nowadays in the States. Another year has passed, and from the news, it's getting pretty bad over there in terms of everything. Like, there's been a lot of like negative news, especially in the Korean media. No shit, about like places, cities like LA, more like homeless and drug addicts on the streets, especially near Koreatown. So there have been a lot of articles and news saying like don't go wandering outside by yourself in Koreatown anymore. A lot of like targeted crimes against tourists from rental centers. So they follow you from the rental centers, and especially Asians are targeted. and once you park your car like at a tourist site or something, they just like hop off and shatter your windows and steal all your luggage. Um, yeah, that kind of stuff has been circulating a lot, and especially with the like entering the country itself too is now not very not I wouldn't say hospitable towards foreigners than before. So there are some concerns like, oh, what if I get rejected, or what if they suddenly search my social media or YouTube and nitpick on a comment I said, something like that. So these little concerns. Get someone to pick you up? Nah, that's too much of a hassle. Hopefully you don't have to run into ice. Well, I'm there as an ESTA visa, so the good thing is, um, the U.S. government said that they would jack up the ESTA visas to $40 starting from October. But because I filed for the ESTA visa like 2 days ago, which is still in September, I was able to pay only $21. Yay! But it's gonna be double the price starting in October 2nd or something, starting from October. So it's gonna be $42 from now on, I think. Take one of the rental buses to a car rental place, then call Uber from there. Traveling hack. Oh, but the car but from what I recall, I've rented cars a few times, but they're not that far off like LAX, right? So like you could save maybe $10 from it. So yeah, if in that sense it would be a hack because you can save like $10 for sure. And round trip, if you use the same method, then $20. That is pretty big. But yeah, okay. Mm, I'm too scared to travel to the US now. That's, yeah, a lot of people think like that. Because last time I was there too, like I was confronted with a little bit of a hostile manner as well. I live in LA. There's a direct train from LAX to downtown LA. They're prepping for the Olympics. That's the first step. Oh, it opened last month? Awesome. I'm gonna take that then. Great. Thank you so much. How much is it? Let's ask ChatGPT. How much LAX to DTLA via new Olympic train? Let's see. It opened last month? Why is my internet down? The LAX Metro Transit Center opened June 2025. It connects via free shuttle to the airport terminals and links to Metro's C Line and K Line. The automated people mover between the transit center and terminals is expected to open in early 2026. Yeah, I'll have to look into this a little bit more. Which new Olympic train do you mean? It says. David, the ice people do not check visas first. Yeah, we got a little taste of that. I'll be careful, but like I'm not a person that goes out of my way doing stuff. So how do I be more careful, right? Yeah, I'll pay attention and have someone to call to get you if things go wrong. Yeah. I don't have anybody to call actually. There might be someone. Yeah, I'll definitely have to have like an emergency contact. I'm staying at my friend's place, and I know two people staying in downtown LA, so that should be fine, maybe. Everything's gonna be fine. I know LA like the back of my palm of my hand. I always get that wrong. Hey, Kelly! Boom, boom, boom! Thank you so much for your 50 on PayPal. Get something healthy. Unfortunately, I did not get something healthy, but since you mentioned something healthy, I'll get something healthy for dessert. The fiber. I do have some fiber ready for dessert. David can just easily pass as the American by the way he talks. Actually, though, when I was in the customs, um, this worked as a disadvantage because the person was like we come in batches, right? Like the whole airplane comes in batches, and the whole Korean Air people are all lined up together. So it's like a wave of Korean people all together, and the officers or whatever, they're going through Koreans, and all the Koreans are have broken English, and once I start speaking like this English, they're like, where'd you get your English? So it puts a little bit more attention on me, I've noticed. And what are you doing here? And it leads to more questions like, yeah. Have the Korean embassy on your speed dial. Do people have speed dials nowadays? Just don't go work in Korean car companies. uh, oh, they like tiramisu cake. What the hell is Danny for? Everyone needs a come get me from jail person? I've never thought of that in my life. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I've never considered a scenario of me landing in jail in any kind of multiverse. But maybe, yeah, now I do have to consider. When's my trip? It's on October 14th to 19th. You still have speed dials? Really? That's interesting. Since you lived in the US before, isn't that more easy for you to with your passport? I don't know. Like, do they even have that in the database? Like, it's from 1995 to 2002 or something. I'm pretty sure they do have it in the database, but I don't know if the officers have immediate access of it, like, on their screen. If they ever ask me how I'm able to speak perfect English, I would facepalm myself. Oh no, that's direct ice material for you. How dare you disrespect a valid question? Alright, the dude is coming. Yay! Yay! Speed! Speed! Stay safe, lovelies, and safe travels to LA as well. Yeah, I wish I had more time. I would have honestly stayed more. But I have some other good news. I think it's safe to say now. I wanted to have like a grand reveal. Nothing for a grand reveal, but just to like um, get that spurt of numbers up once it goes live. But just to tell you guys, so starting next week, I will be on a radio show regularly, not as a host, but as a regular guest, returning guest on Arirang Radio. The corner is called Culture Inc. It's hosted by SJ. I don't know if you guys tune in. John actually works there too in a different segment in a different program. Uh, but my show is going to be at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm going to be talking about just the same stuff on KPC, sort of social issues, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's going to be on Mondays every single week from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. KST. I don't think that's a very good time for a lot of you to tune in, but it is what it is. I will post it on my socials before the live session, and you can probably access it via YouTube and see the live stream. Yeah. So, um, yeah, Arirang is a little far away from my house, so and the time is like 7 to 8 p.m., so that's peak rush hour in order for me to get there. So I'll have a little bit of trouble finding out the logistics and knowing myself being a late person and considering that this is radio and I cannot be late to radio, I have to be punctual. Um, I will have to have a lot of extra room for time. Um, so I'm gonna probably go like 2 hours earlier. Yeah, just in case something happens. Probably just go like 3 to 2 hours earlier, like stay at a cafe nearby, and yeah. So yeah, that's happening. 6 to 7 a.m. EST, is it? Let's see. ChatGPT, 7 to 8 p.m. in all time zones. Oh shit, I didn't type in KST. Uh, KST to different time zones. Let's see. Let's see how many of you might be able to attend the radios. Beijing, Singapore, Hong Kong, 6 to 7 p.m. Bangkok, Jakarta, 5 to 6 p.m. New Delhi, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Sydney, 9 to 10 p.m. New Zealand, 11 to 12 a.m. Dubai, 12 to 1 p.m. Istanbul, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Berlin, Paris, Rome, 10 to 11 a.m. London, 9 to 10 a.m. 9 to 10 a.m. New York, 5 to 6 a.m. Chicago, Dallas, 4 to 5 a.m. Denver, 3 to 4 a.m. Los Angeles, 2 to 3 a.m. So it's a no-no for the Americans. It's good for the Europeans and the Asians. All right, so we're gonna have a party over there with the Europeans and Asians. And the more you show up, it's good for me because like the producer and the host is probably gonna like it. Just promise me that you only show up for my segment, so we can show the power of my influence. That sounds like it would be nice having fun doing the show. Yeah, I met SJ at the golf thingy, the the live golf, and he was like the voice of God, the main MC of the event. He's a really talented MC, and I'll be totally honest, since there's no way they're gonna see this. Like, yeah, I'll phrase it in a better way. The main reason I am going on the show is because I want to learn from SJ. Yeah, so like everyone knows radio isn't like a high paying job, especially if you're a guest. And considering the fact that it's like super far away from my house and it's like in peak rush hour and I gotta prepare stuff and you know, and I'm not like the host or anything, I'm just like a guest. So I was like debating, is it worth it? But then, because SJ is like an amazing MC host slash, maybe role model figure. He's been in the scene for a long time. He's very professional. He's well connected. I felt like it would be a great opportunity for me to just, go there and learn. Yeah. 5 to 6 a.m. is a little too early for me. Definitely, for sure. I do not expect you to tune in. He said Monday. Yes, I will be on Monday shows. So that is for you. Monday, KST. Hoodie Gang Unite. SJ is great. Have a great time. Oh, Kel, you might have tuned in before. So that's yeah, same day for everybody. It's Monday for everybody. 5 to 6 a.m. I'm not a farmer. Oh, you know what? Speaking of the US visa, it will give you more exposure. I would think the other way around, quite honestly. But yeah, like speaking of the ESTA visa, I was filing it yesterday. I was like applying yesterday. And you know what? I'm so scared right now because I almost got scammed. Be careful, guys, if you're not a US citizen and you plan to go to the US and you have to apply for ESTA visa, be careful because I was just like thoughtless and where is this guy? Is he here? Yeah, I think the guy's here, so let me open the door and wait to hear the doorbell because I lowered it. But yeah, I got this close getting scammed. Let me share that story when the pizza comes. You'll definitely I'll see you in the chat. Okay, Kel, that's great. A familiar face then. Yeah, you got to be really careful about these things. These things are crazy. I experienced something similar when I was going to the UK too, but this one was on a different level. Why is he stalling in front of my door? Okay. He's like zapping from one point to another. Should be pressing the doorbell any minute, but he's not. Is he lost? I think he's lost. I'll give him some slack. It's 2:30 in the morning, so yeah, he's probably wondering what kind of jobless dude is ordering pizza 2:30 in the morning. Oh, it's me. Share a link to the Monday show. I'll share it. I'll definitely share it on my Instagram. No worries. A lot of peeps are asking about your shirt. Oh, this is the Coldplay merch. I got it from the Coldplay concert. You see? You see the Coldplay over here? Oh, I have the green screen thingy on. That's why. Uh, that's why my dog picture was glitching. And I got an email that Coldplay, I think they wrapped up their final shows in the UK. And you know how they have those like recyclable wristband thingies? What? This guy just left. Why? Wait a sec, guys. This guy just left. Oh, there he is. No, he's here. He was in the basement. I think it was the bad connection. He's just like zapped from one point to another. Yay, more people are following me. I haven't had this adrenaline rush in a while. So interesting to see like a small account grow from scratch again. Hey, thank you, the GG Mark for mentioning me in your story. Like, David, when are you in LA? Oh, when you're in LA, you should try to buy a Sonheung-min jersey. No, actually, I should try to catch a match. When does the MLS end? Season end? Let's see. It ends on October 18th. The playoffs begin on October 22nd. The final is scheduled December 6th. Regular season is ending on October 18th. I might be able to catch a. I want to catch an LAFC game between October 14th to 19th. Yeah, if I get to see Sunny there, that would be amazing. Oh, wow! October 18th, they have LAFC versus the Colorado Rapids. 6 p.m. home game. Whoa! Maybe I'll be able to catch that game. The 18th. Yes! You know what? I think I'll actually try going there. I think it's gonna be worth it. I don't know how much MLS ticket for that game. Wow. When I went to the Angel Stadium in Anaheim or Otani back then, it was pretty expensive, and I had to get like up there seats. Ticket prices currently start around 41 on resale. Other sources show listings from 62 and up. Damn, they're expensive. My gosh. Let me get my pizza. Wow, if I actually get to go to LAFC game, that'll be great. Bob Anzag, I went to an LAFC game when they played the SJ Earthquakes at Levy Stadium. The section I sat in was mostly Koreans. I paid 50. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been watching the news, and Coupon Play actually bought the broadcasting rights for MLS as soon as Sonny moved there. They're spending massive money. But yeah, I've seen the footages, and it's like mostly Koreans. The whole stadium is full of Koreans. So Sonny is definitely doing his role over there. He's selling T-shirts. He's bringing high class entertainment and bringing in the Koreans for sure. Yes, that would be so much fun. Thanks for the idea, Ryan. I didn't even think of that. Now I have a plan. Look at this tiny ass pizza. You can you consider this a pizza? It's like the size of my head. And we got our chicken wings. Woohoo! Got our Chicken wings. Can you see them? Oh, I don't want to spill them, but you can see them, right? Ooh, glorious. Look at that. 잘 먹겠습니다. Yeah, this is the end of eating greasy food at night. I think I've said that like 100 times already. Little Lunchables pizza? That's cheating as tiny pizza. So cute. Personal pan pizza. So much crust, so little toppings. I actually prefer this because like it's late night and I don't have to eat like a gigantic pizza. Ranch sauce, garlic dipping sauce. What is this? Parmesan. Hot sauce. Yes, let's dig in. Yeah, Ryan gave me a fantastic schedule. So 18th is booked. Ooh. I might have to. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? That's a fantastic present for my host. I'm staying at Aiden's house. If you guys know Aiden Kim, the philanthropist, content creator on Instagram. So I was wondering what I should get for him in return of staying at his place. And I think an LAFC ticket. Maybe he went already, but still. That would be a great, meaningful gift, maybe. Mmm. Mmm. So good. Mm-hmm. Mmm. What's the Chinese Korean thing going on in the chat? Is it a troll? When are you pursuing the tickets? I haven't checked it out yet. The thought really just occurred right now, so maybe tomorrow in the morning. Now you're hungry? You should get a pizza for yourself. Mmm, so good. So, so good. You're making me hungry. Such a dangerous dream. Mmm. Let's get the ranch. Ranch sauce off. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at that ranch. Mmm. It's probably one of the rare chances to see sun, so you should go for it. Yeah, definitely. And then, you know what's even better? If there's an Otani game while I'm visiting, I want to ask ChatGPT, but my hands are greasy now, so. If there's a Dodgers game while I'm visiting, that would be amazing too. I can see Sonny and Otani. And if I go to the Dodgers game and if I get super lucky, Kim Hae-sung, who's also a Dodgers, he's like a substitute. That comes on often, pretty much. If I'll be able to see him, that would be great too. Hmm. The games are great ideas. Yeah, I didn't have anything planned. But I guess if I'm in LA, I could go see baseball, soccer. I haven't been to a basketball game. I heard they're super expensive though. I'm not really that much of a big fan in basketball, but since the LA Lakers are such a famous team, maybe it's worth watching. It would be like the equivalent of watching a circus for me, because like I really don't know the basketball rules or anything. It's just like looking at talented people doing like ooh dunks and like ooh three pointers and alley oops. Who's famous in the LA Lakers right now? Is LeBron still in the Lakers? I have no knowledge about basketball. I only know LeBron, Steph Curry, mm, Kobe, Michael Jordan. That's it. That's literally it. Nothing about basketball. He's still in the LA Lakers? Okay. Might be worth going to see then. I don't know how much the tickets would be, but probably very expensive. I'm on a very tight budget, guys. So, oh yeah, I have to get back to the ESTA scam thing, but um, so actually I'm flying an airline called Air Premia. Oh, 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 my hands are so greasy I can't even. So usually there are direct flights from LA to Korea back and forth via Korean Air or Asiana Air. Obviously, Korean Air is the most premium option, so it's over $1,000, I think. More like $900. Um, Asiana is a little bit down there, like 800. It's not that much different from Korean Air, but a little less expensive. And there's this new airline called Air Premia. I don't know where it came out. It came out of nowhere, but um, the tickets I got this time round trip is 64만 원, which is less than $500. I was like, yes! And quite honestly, if I didn't get those tickets, I wouldn't have gone anyways, because the budget for the sponsored thingy was too low. I was like, I'm not even getting any profit out of this, so why would I go? But the flight tickets were that cheap, so I was like, yes. Air Premia. Haven't flown it before, but yeah. Flight time should be around 13 hours, I think, if my memory's right. Oh, I know Luca. Yeah, isn't he from like Serbia or something? There aren't any Koreans on in the MLB. What is it? Basketball. See, this is how disinterested I'm in basketball. I even forgot what the acronym is for the basketball thing in the US. Is it MLB is baseball, Major League Baseball. MLS is soccer. NFL is football. What was basketball? Basketball. I know it, but it's not coming. NBA, yes, thank you. NBA, yeah, for sure. Definitely know it, but just not coming out of top of my head. There's a YouTube video about Air Premia to LAX. Is it good? I mean, I'm okay with any kind of flights. Like, I'm still young, and also I always feel like more fulfilling whenever I save bucks. So even if there's like Even if there's a little bit of discomfort, I have this like good feeling inside saying like, "Oh, I saved this much money." So, yeah. Mr. Yapper ignoring chat. What am I ignoring? Super chat? There are Chinese players in the NBA. Yeah, I know. Um, actually, I don't know. The only person I know is Yao Ming, which is probably a decade ago, I think. Get me a birthday present while you're in LA? I'd love to, Rachel, but in that sense, I'd have to give everybody a birthday present. So, hope you understand. I'll give you a birthday shout out on those streams. Christine, really appreciate your live streams. They keep me company on weekday mornings when I prepare breakfast and prepare packed lunch for my kids. Oh, okay. Thank you for tuning in. Jeremy Lin. Oh, okay. I know there's this Japanese guy that was on the news in the NBA. He's very small. He's very like short in NBA terms, but he's like a technician. I think he's like a point guard or something. And he does like amazing passes, like stealth passes. Forgot his name, obviously. I think he's in the Chicago Bulls. Yao Ming owns a winery in Napa Valley? Really? He's massive, yeah. Who has the best pizza? Korea or the US? Italy. Okay, baby, you're making me hungry and I'm on my diet. Ha ha ha. Gian, you should get pizza. Seafood one with extra cheese. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, but if I'm super lucky, maybe I'll get a Dodgers game, Lakers game, and a LA FC game. Oh, so yeah, I was talking about radio because, you know, that's the reason I have to return so early because, like, it's a fixed schedule and I have to be physically there. I'm controlling my spending too in the house because I do, I go see the groceries a lot nowadays. Oh, Dodger sticks will be in. Yeah, maybe. Dodgers last game October 2nd, but that's in 3 days. Then, yeah, won't be able then. That sucks. 안 돼. 안 돼. 미안해, 안 돼. 밥 줄게, 있다. 꼭 줄게, 꼭. 기다려. 치즈스틱. The playoffs start after the second? That's going to be very expensive. The Dodgers already confirmed the playoffs, right? I think um they won their, like, what do you call it, National League or the Western side. So crazy how star players can actually drive people that are relatively uninterested in the game to actually go see it, like Otani or Sun. Or LeBron, right? It's more like going to see that person instead of like the game itself. Oh, the scary story I was about to tell. Yeah. So, I was applying for the ESTA visa, and if you Google ESTA, ESTA, the first link you get on Google, it's like this esta.us.org or something. And obviously, like, if you don't really look into it, you probably click on the first one, and it looks like a legit site. So I was submitting all my information, including my passport pictures, my selfie, like my name, my address, every single thing. And then the last page, my credit card number, and every like survey. And the surveys are so funny. They're like, have you ever participated in any kind of form of terrorism before, or like criminal activity, or drug delivery or something like that? Like, who would check yes on those? Like, I don't know, but like, it's so funny. But yeah, on the last site, I was about to hit submit after inserting all my credit card numbers, and then I realized the price was too high. It was like $121. It's like, what? It can't be this high. I did hear that they jacked up the prices recently. But I checked the article, and it's like nothing near 100 something dollars. So I went to ChatGPT. I copy pasted the URL and said, like, is this an official site? And it said, like, no, it's a third party site. It's a private site, and these are like third party services that apply for you. And they're basically just like getting all your information and applying for the ESTA visa for you, filing it for you, and charging like a huge markup, like $100 for that. And I almost fell for it if I didn't know that the visa price was like $20 in advance. If I like think I was like a grandma, or like my mom who hasn't been to the US for like 30 years or something. I would have fell for it because it looks like a legit site. The surveys and the information they require exactly the same. So you got to be really careful. And I tested I googled ESTA again, and the first site was .org, the second one was .something, but they all look like official sites. But apparently the official one is like .gov or something. Yeah, try it out yourselves right now on Google. Like, type in ESTA, and the first two are not the official sites. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Imagine the amount of people that paid $100 more. And I don't even think the $100 is the problem. I think the data that you insert, your personal information, given to a third party. Because I was freaking out. I looked into all the terms and conditions about like their data storage and all that. They do claim that they discard the data and they don't save it, and like after like 6 months or something, but still it's very fishy and I don't feel good about it. So I asked ChatGPT what to do, and it gave me like legal, emails to send to them, and under this law and blah 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 blah, you're obliged to send back a reply that you will terminate my information, like immediately, and then I did that, and then ChatGPT also said like go back if you haven't submitted yet, go back on all the information you applied. Like you can go like on the back button, right? And then fill in fake ones and then overwrite them and like overwrite the pictures you've uploaded as well too. While these might be like um not really good solutions, if they have like some kind of a system that, they only intake the final submissions, that might help. So I did that. Took me another 10 minutes or something. So I made this fake person who has a Hungarian citizenship, whose father's name is Elon Musk, and whose identification number starts with like, I don't know, whatever, mumbo jumbo. I put pictures of Seoul as like my ID card and passport, and I went back and forth to see if that info was saved, and yeah, it was saved. So yeah. Anyways, I almost got scammed, so be careful. These scammers. Your credit card info was stolen and over $1,000 before you realize what? Be careful. Yeah, it's really tricky out there. Yay, I have 500 followers now. Yay. Oh, these wings are so good. Oh, Sangwoo is here. Hello, Sangwoo. Sangwoo's also Sangwoo's definitely gonna Kakao talk me and say like, "Oh, David, you've given up on becoming alpha male, and you're on your road to becoming a 돼지 again." Sangwoo was supposed to go to me to Jeju together, and we were supposed to have Jeju pork, Halasan soju, and gogi guksu, everything. Yeah. Go to that guest house, party with the girls. Hmm. Sangwoo is the guy in your reels, yes. His account is not taggable, so I can't tag him. His account name is Boboy, BBOLBOI, but for some reason his account doesn't let me tag him. When are you going to Jeju? I've been asking him to go to Jeju, but he's been dodging my question. Hmm. Hey, Catherine, thank you so much for the 10 on PayPal. Yay. Thank you so much, Catherine. Thank you, thank you. You paid for the pizza. Yes, I've already talked about KakaoTalk. Sangwoo is my friend who always makes fun of my double chin. He's like, "Oh, David, you need to lose that double chin." I'm thinking of getting liposuction in my for my double chin. I want to check my KakaoTalk because he probably sent me a KakaoTalk right now saying like, "Wow, you're eating pizza right now." But my hands are greasy, so I can't check. See? I'm not lying. Mm. I can see that he used a translator for that. It's like very straightforward. The standing desk and the treadmill, I'm using it. Make sure you check with Anna before getting anything done. Yes, I think she'll have better expertise in those kind of procedures than me. How do you guys know each other? Mm, it goes way back. So HJ discovered us because he was the director of a card music video, and Danny and I were reacting to that music video. And Danny, being himself, said the music video is shit, so low production and looks like shit. And HJ, who got pissed, wanted to see what these guys are, so he contacted us. It's like reverse psychology. And like HJ said back then, like he was looking at all these reaction videos and everyone was like, "Wow, it's so good! Wow, card! Wow, wow!" And he was kind of desensitized with that. He was like, "Oh yeah, everybody's just faking it. We're just saying good." But then Danny was there saying like, "This is shit." So he got intrigued and he reached out to us. And then we met. And actually, he was like a startup accelerator, investing in like creators and stuff. So he introduced to us a lot of like programs. And back then, HJ was like a a board member or like a in the leader position for like a company, and one of the employees was Samu back then. So that's how we met. And Sangu's doing his own thing nowadays. So yeah, we've been maintaining the friendship until now. David, what else are you eating? I've already eaten cheese sticks, and this is my last chicken wing. Mmm. Sangu, why are you not sleeping at 3 a.m.? Hmm. Get Sangu on for the next live. He was on my live for a couple times. He did like the picky picky dance with us before, if you remember. Oh yeah, Soraya, you have good memory. There you go. Sangu lives in Hapjeong, so he's very close. Like it's on the line 6. If I go driving right now, it's only 10 minutes. So we go to Han River often, and we eat the midnight ramen, and that is so good. Like I almost came. I was like, oh, I got orgasm eating that. I've been waiting to see David's show. Liar. He's such a capper. Rachel says hi. 상우. TMI, David. No, but I'm. There's no other way to express that because it was in the middle of the night. The autumn breeze was just falling on us, and then it's been such a long time. I had the Hangang ramen, and Hangang ramen is different because it's like measured to the inch to the centimeter of like milliliter. It's in like this special, I don't know, thermal bowl, and they have a special machine that boils it, and you have the vibes. You're looking at the bridge and the Han River, and the first chopstick you get, it's like, whoa. Foodgasm, yes. Did you make sounds too? Yes. But that was like so good. So we went again. And that appears in my reels. So go follow. Oh wow, I thought, you know what? The reason I was like continuing this live stream was because like I thought I hadn't done the stream, but the timer was frozen. It was frozen at the 2 hour mark. It's been 3 hours. It's been 3 hours. David's diet collapsed. uh Sango really likes to roast me. Sangu is a pro Hongdae guy. I introduced him Sean, the Hongdae boy, and I realized that Sangu was the pro Hongdae guy. Oh shit, I had gloves. Okay, I'm done. I have one last piece of pizza, but I'm too full. I can't eat that. 3 hours, yeah. I didn't even know because the timer was frozen at 1 hour and 58 minutes. Oh my gosh. Ah. I actually lived in Hongdae. This is not like the English figurative speeching. Like he's not saying like he lived in Hongdae all day long and like as a Hongdae boy. He literally lived in Hongdae. Like his house was in Hongdae. Like Hongdae is this is his house. So he is the Hongdae guy. We have a nickname for him, but I think he will not like me exposing him, so let's just leave it at that. David is not a Hongdae boy. David is a church oppa, which is worse. If you know, you know. So is Sangu open-minded and leave alone? Sangu, are you open-minded? Are you open-minded, Sangu? Do you live alone? Do you like foreigner girls? David is open-minded? I just want to go to David's studio right now. Come, come. Put your number in my iPhone 16 Pro Max. Maybe I should make my own character as the church oppa. It's not as popular as the Hongdae guy, but it's definitely a thing that exists. The Kyoe oppa. What the fuck? I'm open to a variety of things. The fact that he's using translator is more funny. Oh, it's a 17 Pro Max? Okay. David does that accent too easy. It's because it's like the Korean accent. Oh, it's a 17 Pro Max. Ah, okay. Understand. Can you explain the characteristics of church oppas? So, they're like me. They're like very holy in the outside, very decent, well dressed, and like a lot of women like the oppa because like they think he's very devoted and nice and well mannered, and he's usually like a leader of a group, like the band member that does the guitar and shows up at church, and is from a good family. Like my parents are both professors and academics and all, and these guys don't go to Itaewon or Hongdae, but in the inside, oh, you never know. People like those have more skeletons in their closets. But I wouldn't like to do that character because I am Christian at heart, and that's a form of like blasphemy. I don't know if it is like a comic twist, maybe I could, but I feel like that would go against like uh, the testaments. Yeah, shouldn't make fun of God, right? Or is it though? Like I'm making fun of the hypocritical church oppa that needs to be criticized, right? Hmm. Exactly. This is like in a nutshell what a kyoe oppa or church oppa is. The quiet ones are the worst. And all these girls, they're getting tricked. I'm not saying I'm like that, but like the innocence is what attracts. But then, he's actually meeting like three church girls at once. There's a creator that does that, the hypocritical Christian approach. Oh, really? Maybe I should refer to that. God is chill. It's the people who take offense on behalf of. There are church oppas here, leader of a prayer group, but hooking up with all the girls on the side. Exactly, that's what I'm telling you. Wild on the inside. Yep, yep. That's the Kyoe oppa for you. And they have like a particular style of dressing, which would be hilarious if I made it as like my Sean's like leather jacket. The Kyoe oppas have their own style, which is like a Oxford t-shirt, like a very clean one, usually like in white or blue. And they usually have like a cardigan knotted up, like I don't know, a blue cardigan or something, or knotted up, like the arms hanging, dangling, and then like that. David, is it okay if I tell these people who you really are? Ah, 상우, do you think I'm a 교회 오빠? Do you think I'm 교회 오빠? I stayed away from church groups. It's like a church sanctioned dating pool for me. Do they have their go-to phrases as well? Yes. It would be the equivalent of like, "Are you open-minded? Do you leave alone?" So it actually is a perfect character. Maybe I could try to develop it. Tango is just like playing with me, toying with me right now. David is actually an incredible person, everyone. The fact that he's like using perfect grammar and like English is like the funny point to me. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, it's nearing 3 hours. Tell us, Paksang. They're even tagging his Korean name. uh, Sangwoo Oppa is covering for his friend. People seem to be liking it. Maybe I'll get Sangwoo on a podcast and translate his Korean to English. Yeah, what would be the lines? You can't end when Sangwoo is here. So the typical lines of a 교회 oppa would be he would probably say amen to everything. Like his like end liner would always be like amen, amen. Um, that would definitely be something. Other than that, like maybe like 은혜 받으세요. Like 자매님, he would always call the women like sister. Yeah, like he would always like that would be a, you know, if it's Porino girls for Sean, then the Hongdae boy for the church boy, it would be sister. So sister, amen. Do you believe? Do you believe? 믿습니까? And or there will be other stuff like 은혜 받으세요. It's like may the gospel be no may the gospel no. It's like may the holy vibes be with you, something like that. May the holy vibes be with you, sister. Something like that. Yeah. Hmm. Or like shall we pray? And then he uses the prayer to like hold hands. Like shall we pray together? Yeah, that would be a good thing. Like shall we pray together? You call the girls in my church sister too. Exactly. Like that's the that's the lingo there. What did Samu say again? I'm a church guy, but David's a night guy. Samu doesn't even go to church. I went to church even this weekend. You want to see my church? It's a very holy church. Hey, Sugar Beats just commented on my Instagram. My church is one of the biggest churches in Seoul. Like this is one half of how it looks like. It's called the Sarang Church. This is just one half of it. It has like a second pillar on the side. This is like the prayer hall over there. And oh, so holy, right? Wow. Amen. Yeah. You can feel the vibes. Park Sang-woo called you a night guy. I do online service when I'm busy. I'm a mega church guy. Yes, the 교회 오빠s, they thrive in mega churches because, there's a big pool. No, that's not 경복궁. I know the church you're referring to near 경복궁. Yeah, there's another big church over there. Maybe I'll do a church vlog. Oh shit. It's disconnected again. There you go. Let's see if it works. Yep. Okay, I think I identified the problem. It's the cable back there that keeps on getting like moved because whenever I move my legs, it's like, there. Big pool of what? Of water. What happened to your chin? Please do a church vlog? Okay. I'll try to do a church vlog. Greasy church oppa? My church is Presbyterian. Yeah. Yeah. Can you take pictures from your church from outside? What's your church called? It's called 사랑 Church. I can actually show you on Google. 사랑의 교회. Biggest church in Gangnam, probably. This is how it looks like. Yeah. And everything's underground. So we have up to like B7, basement 7. This is like the chapel hall. Yeah, it's pretty big, I would say. Looks like that. Yeah. It's right next to the prosecutor's office. The court. Oppa Gangnam Style. Wow, everyone loves a church vlog. Okay. That looks like a corporate building. It is a corporate building to some extent. They have like ATMs in the hall, the lobby. Oh, you've been seeing things about the Unification Church leaders. Yeah, that shit is shady. Yeah, there's been so many like politicians entangled with that nowadays. It's crazy. These cults, they're huge. Did I tell you that story when I was in Tokyo and then was approached by these cute girls? And we were like, oh shit, yeah, these Korean oppas nowadays popular with the BTS and all that, and then they turned out to be the unification. Oh no, they were JMS. They were JMS. These cults, they were cute too. And to think that these cute girls are like brainwashed by some like 70-year-old disgusting dude. And he sexually exploits these girls too. That's crazy. So the victim Maple came out on Netflix and exposed him, and now he's in jail. Thank God, quite literally. Does your church have foreigners? Yes, we have a foreigner service. We have service for like basically every language out there: English, Spanish, um, like yeah, everything. It's a massive church. Of course, the size is going to be smaller, but yeah. I wish there was one Christian denomination to make things easier so we don't have all these disagreements. I don't think there are like any significant disagreements among like the Christian denominations, to be honest. In Korea, we don't really even like care that much about the branches. Maybe we have some differences with Catholic, but other than that, pretty much on the same page. Yeah, I'm not a theologist to like go into detail about like the differences, but I've heard from Sunday school all the time that Catholics a little different because they recognize the Virgin Mary a little bit more into a level of a saint, or maybe even elevated to the level of the Holy Spirit and the Father and the Son. So I don't know, like sometimes our pastors would say like that's a wrong approach because she was, blessed by the Holy Spirit and she was like a vessel, but she's not like a godly figure or a divine figure. Like she can be respected, but yeah, there are differences in interpretation and all that. So other than that, I haven't heard any, you know, there might be some different interpretations and like how much weight you put in the Old Testament versus the New Testament, because some of them have like contrary views and stuff. But nowadays modern people, do they really get that deep into biblical references? David, tell me about the fireworks display in Seoul yesterday. Oh yeah. So the fireworks festival from Hanwha is the biggest fireworks festival every year. It's an annual event. It's right in front of my house, actually, right across Mapo Bridge at Yoido. And yeah, it's like a huge event, huge mass of people just join. Um, I've experienced my share during the military because I was police and I was there for traffic control. I almost died, quite literally. I got stampeded on. We were suffocating. I saw like a mom like yelling for her life and her baby's life because like she had like a baby, what do you call it, stretcher or the carrier or something, and she was like covering it with her body in order for like to protect her baby from the whole crowd. And yeah, like police, they don't have any authority. Like they're blowing their whistles, but people are just like shoving, pushing, and everybody's just yelling in agony. They're like, "Stop pushing! Stop! Stop!" And everybody's fighting. And I almost died. So ever since that experience, I don't even go near that place. And even if it wasn't, even if it was well controlled, it would probably take like at least 2 hours to get out of that hell. So I don't even go near it. But if you're like a foreigner or visitor and you think, like for instance, if I was in Singapore right now and I was an exchange student and they had like this amazing laser show where the half the nation gathers, I would go and see, right? So it's a matter of perspective, but like since I'm a resident here and it's just right across the river and I hear it, it's like the sound of war actually. Like it actually gives you an indirect experience of like would what would it sound like if an actual war broke out. It's terrorizing. The noise is super loud. My dog gets so scared. She always climbs up. And she's like, and she's like so scared of the loud noises. She's scared of thunder, but like she's even more scared for the fireworks. But yeah, if you're new here, I mean, worth a visit. Do you feel your future girlfriend must be Christian? I guess it would be an advantage, but not necessarily. Uh, uh, uh. Stroller, yes. It is scary. Yeah, yeah, I was just giving an example. Yeah, I saw that Gardens by the Bay laser show with Girls' Generation music coming out. That was interesting. Oh no, that's a different thing. That's a super tree show or something. The Marina Bay Sands, in front of the Marina Bay Sands, they have this laser show, I think. It's a good site. I like that place. I could go there every day and gaze. Maybe Sung wants to go together on a date with you to see the fireworks. No, he's probably leading towards the fact that I was single and just rotting in my own room while everybody was there, like with their girlfriend. Maybe him too, with a girl. Please hug your bear. She's scared. Yeah, I do when there's fireworks around. You know what? Like, actually, speaking of Singapore, totally random thing. But because like I'm always living in anxiety about my freelance position and stuff, always have my LinkedIn positions open, like my interests open. Yesterday I got a really interesting job opening in Singapore because I've always been wanting to return to Singapore at one point of my life because I just love the vibes over there, and I feel like I'm more better, like accepted there, like my mindset, because like I am Korean, but I did get a lot of Western influence too. And in Singapore, I'm not a local, but as an international position. But also, I'm an Asian too. I mingle in with this culture, so the people I meet are relatively a little bit more open-minded in that sense. And like as a person in the middle, I feel like I fit well somehow. Like that's just the vibe I got, and there are a lot of great jobs there too. If I could get land one, but yesterday I got a very interesting job position. Um, Let me actually, yeah, I got it through my mail alert. I was like, is this meant for me? Yeah, that was very interesting because let's see. Yeah, you guys check it out too. Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. So it's this. It's a part-time lecturer position for the Korean Wave course at NTU. This is the exact university I went as an exchange student in 2017-ish, 16-ish. And it's the Wee Kim Wee School of Communication, which is the exact school I went to when I was there too. And it's a part-time lecturer job. And this course provides an overview and critical analysis of the Korean wave known as Hallyu, the spread of global popularity of South Korean pop cultural products such as K-pop, TV dramas, movie literature, culinary customs, blah 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 blah. Lecturers should have a good industry experience and knowledge of the topics covered in the course. The course format consists of a total of 52 hours of instruction, includes lectures, discussions, creative assignments, blah 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 blah. Requirements are a master's degree, check, with relevant industry experience, maybe check. I have a professor's. I do have a lecturer's experience. I do have some experience in the relevant industry. Background in communication. I have a media major, communications major actually. I did do my master's in a communication degree. So I was like, what? This is cool, you know? It's not like a full-time job either. So yeah, it's you. Yeah, NTU is far out. Like, yeah, I had to go like 40 minutes all the way to the last um train station. It was Pioneer Station or something. But yeah, I was like, whoa, I went to that school. That's the exact school, like the department I was hearing lectures from. It's the Korean wave. I got my diploma, my master's degree. I got relative industry experience. Hmm, interesting. Don't sound so enthusiastic, Ryan. Sounds right up your street. I don't know. I am tempted to maybe try applying, but if I do actually score, I do have to go live there, and it will be it will be fun. But I don't know if I'd be able to like continue on like my Korean content because geographically, if you're in Seoul, there's like just more content you can pump out about Korea. The only issue might be getting a working visa. Exactly. Yeah. You should apply for real. Really? Would be nice on the resume. Yeah. Yeah, so my Daegu Cyber University lecturer position expired as of this semester. So I'm no longer teaching there technically. I was teaching online and my recorded version was teaching perpetually for like I think 2 years. But now that's expired and I don't think they have like enough students for to continue the course. But maybe this is something down my alley that I might consider, but I don't know. I checked in on ChatGPT and the wage was barely enough to survive over there because like the rent over there is like crazy. Back then when I was in 2016, 17, I rented out like a small ass room for in an HDB and it was like 700 Sing dollars even back then. Now after more like 8 years, 10 years, I would assume it's gone up at least like 50%. So right now, rent would be like $1,000. I'm just assuming. Ryan could tell me better, but I would definitely have to live in an HDB room. No condo or no resident for me. Yeah, yeah. I do have a good friend that makes content in Singapore, and he's pretty successful. He's a Korean oppa from Singapore. He makes like Korean food recipes, so that doesn't really bind him by geographical restrictions because he can just get the ingredients from the Korean mart and make food at his house. And he just puts out recipes, and there's a bunch of new Korean pop-ups. And actually, I think it's a better niche for him because like it doesn't require him to have like massive amount of following and you're like that one figure that covers Korean centric content in Singapore, so you get called over to all these events and yeah, he earns a good buck. I've hung out with him for a while and he's got recently married with a Singaporean girl too. I missed his wedding unfortunately, but yeah, he's like, yeah, David, you should come too, because like, it's definitely like a niche here, and like, if you're gonna cover Korean content, might as well be like a Korean as well, and with your English skills and experience in Singapore, it's a good backstory. So he was like, yeah, I can help you, maybe even rent you a room. Maybe he was looking for a tenant. Oh yeah, you know him. It's ESY Films. Yes. See, Ryan knows everybody. Also, it's a small world. Yeah. Would the university help with the accommodation? I I got help when I was an exchange student. I got to stay in the halls, but I don't know for like part-time lecturers. So there's two hurdles, like the visa for sure, working visa. And I know that the Singaporean government isn't really like big on visas. Even the big corporates over there, like they're not really like very like forward about giving out visas because from what I heard, they have like this quota that like permanent Singaporean residents or nationals should be prioritized in like employment. That's definitely like logical and rational for sure, reasonable. And there's like a small quota for like foreigners and expats, but they have to be in like a field of expertise or like their existence needs to be really justified either economically or like academically or whatever. But for a part-time lecturer, I don't know. I'm not sure. But normally for these kind of jobs in LinkedIn, like if it's like a good job, like in a day, there's normally like 99 applicants, but since only five applied, maybe I do have a shot. I don't know. But yeah. Hmm. David, how many times a day do you use ChatGPT? Maybe more than 100. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sounds like entry level only seems attractive if you would want to, and then they offer advancement. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't. It's appealing because it's Singapore. It's the school I'm used to, and it's the Korean wave, so it almost feels like destiny to some extent. It's my master's degree and all everything. And also the fact that it's part-time is very appealing to me because, I can do YouTube on the side and not a lot of jobs allow that. So right now all the jobs I have with Mr. You know, the other YouTube channels and all the gigs I do is allowed because I do YouTube on the side. I have an income over here and I could juggle all the other things on my extra time. So once I get that rolling, I could do content creation and also lecture at the same time. So it would elevate my, I don't know, resume a little bit, earn some money, and also fulfill my like longing to live in a foreign country for a while, go back, maybe meet a wife that clicks with me in terms of mindset. Because like I don't feel like I vibe well with Korean women, quite honestly. Yeah, like nowadays it's just very hard to find someone very genuine. Not that, Singapore would be any better, but I feel like there will be a bigger pool. I'm using that word a lot today, a pool. Go, go, go. Yeah, I'll apply and see what happens. I still got a lot of time. It's until October like 31st. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence. My mom would love it. My mom would love it. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my life. Like, I always expressed anxiety about like my career, my life. Like, when am I going to? Until when am I going to do YouTube? Like, is this going to be like a sustainable model when I turn 40 or something? And like year after year, the years have been passing, time flies, and I've always had that thought from like my early, like late 20s. And now I'm already 33. I just look back and it's like, you know what? I survived until now. It was I was pretty good. It was okay. And it's always like the fear about the future. Like you never know. And also, of course, like you got a little bit more edge in the creative industry and content industry as a younger person, as like an early 20s to mid 20s and stuff. And I do think like age is a big factor in terms of being a content creator. But like if you're thinking about it in a different perspective, I'm like, like I've been making good money for more than 8 years now. So just statistically speaking, nowadays people, even if they're employed to like a solid company, a 9 to 5, nowadays, like I got news yesterday from LG Electronics that they're pretty much firing everybody over 50 years old. And even if you don't get fired, if you get like, like if you don't you can't compete well enough up the food chain, then you just naturally get fired or kicked out, and you have to hop from job to job. So there is that kind of sense. So like my age is like 33, and until 50 or 60, I have like 15 years. Oh, that is quite long though. Actually, that is quite long. 15 to 20 years left for average person to like, um, retire. So the question is, will I be able to be strong enough and hold this momentum and this revenue stream for the next 15 years? And that's why I'm always obsessed in making new streams of income, like businesses that'll work for me, like, getting employees and making a system and all that. But that's just very hard. I've tried a lot of times, but maybe it's just not in my nature because I'm just so frugal. I'm like, wow, if you have to pay an editor, I know by heart and mind that if I want to scale and become an entrepreneur or a business person, it's inevitable for me to hire someone because that's the only way you can transcend your physical abilities. Like you can't clone yourself, right? But then if you think about it, you have to pay at least a minimum wage of 25 you know 200 $2,500 or to 3,000 minimum for like a competent English speaking Korean speaking editor here full time. And if I were to pay that, you do the math, like 12 months of that is approximately like more than 30K to 35K or something like that. And to think, wow, spending 30 to 35K on a person, that's wild. Of course, on the bright side, you can optimistically think, oh, if I spend, it's like an investment. If you spend this 30K, it's great because like you can get an output of like 60K from it. That's the goal, right? Of using another employee and yeah, a person, right? Like that's how businesses scale. But like I'm just so short-sighted and so micro and so frugal. It's like, you know what? Why take that risk? Let's just not take that risk and take that 30K for myself and just live a little happy life with that 30K. Like, what if I take that risk and it doesn't scale and doesn't double in revenue and I just like dump my money into an employee and, like I get left with nothing? So I'm always like so fearful of that. And back then when I was in DKDK, Danny was a little bit more on like the progressive side, and he was like, we got to do this in order for us to scale. And it was two people, so it was essentially like three people working full time. So I was a little bit more confident back then, and we were like super big. The point we got like an editor was that after like 500K, and we had like a steady income. I could definitely see that, oh, we can invest like, I don't know, like $2,000 per month and we'll still survive even if we fail. But now I'm like doing everything by myself. My income isn't that steady. It's just like barely, allowing me to survive, pay the utility bills and get some food. I don't even spend that much on like clothes or dating or anything else. So I'm like, is this risk worth it? You know? Yeah. And then on the other hand, I'm like, what? Bitcoin? It dropped like 10%? Okay, all in. So funny. Yeah, that's all crypto guys for you. Why don't you teach English to people on the side? Doesn't that pay well? But I'm not qualified enough to speak to teach English. I don't know grammar for shit. I don't know, like in order for someone to teach something, you need to know like the structure and the actual mechanism of the language itself. Just like how I can't teach Korean, even though I'm a native speaker. I don't know why you use 를 here and 이 가 there, and like I can't explain that, right? So I could do free talking maybe. David, when you get old, you will regret the things you didn't do, and definitely not the things that which you did but didn't pan out. You should do shorts teaching Korean culture. I will watch. I'm trying to integrate it, and I'm trying to integrate that into my current shorts in a more entertaining way. But I'm experimenting, so let's see how it goes. Yeah. I like the DKDK content when you analyze lyrics in reference to cultural aspects that are easy for foreigners to miss. Yeah, that was really good. But then from some point on, you might have noticed too, but K-pop music and music videos started to go in a totally different direction. They become totally westernized. Korean lyrics are just now a fraction, and the music videos don't really have any like deep meaning nowadays. It was only BTS and a couple of other songs that had something to explain about. If you see nowadays, maybe I'm not looking enough, but I don't, even if I did explain that much, would it be worth the volume that it would get from like explaining, let's say, a group like, I don't know, Young Posse or 50/50 put out like a full Korean track? Would the fandom be enough to watch those views like that much? It worked because I was working with Army and they were very interested, and there's a massive volume over there, and there was actually a lot to interpret in like BTS raps and Korean references over there. But from nowadays, I've been following the K-pop scene by a far, but it just lacks lot of that Koreanness, I would say. True, sadly, I really hate that the westernized shift. Yeah, you're totally correct. It's so different now. So yeah, naturally, it wasn't like us ditching the whole thing. We were looking and looking for things to interpret and put a Korean explanation to, but Danny and I were like, yeah, this is not like it's non-existent anymore. Like K-pop Demon Hunters would be a good thing to explain. But this is like it just came out of nowhere, right? Yeah. But you have to have a regular stream of things to explain to, right? Well, it is true after a while it was TikTok hits in K-pop. Yeah, we're in a phase. Yep. So anyways, wow, I've been yapping on for more than 3.5 hours, I think. How much time? Refresh. Refresh my little soda pop. 3:40? Oh yeah, we're nearing 4 hours. That's crazy. So guys, I need to sleep. Um, since this is such a long video, I'm just gonna chop up the KakaoTalk part and make it into like a separate video and probably upload it on my channel. And what I'm thinking now is I'll probably do a little bit more deep dives on like a certain singular subject or double one or two subjects per week for the live streams, and then chop them up into like just the topic itself, and like deleting all the other yapping I've been doing for this whole 4 hour session, because like people get turned off when they see the duration. That's how it's going to be. So I think the mechanism is going to be like I do the 2 to 3 hour stream, I leave it open for a while, voluntary for the people who want to see the full version of it, probably for like a couple days. The views drop after like 2 to 3 days anyway, so like I'll probably leave it public for 2 to 3 days for you guys to watch the replays if you want to. But for the people that don't have time, that aren't interested in other subjects or myself, or just for the KakaoTalk case or something else, I'll just condense that part into like maybe a 15 to 20 minute video, put it up as a main upload on my channel, and let's see if that gets some views. If not, like, I don't know, but that's the plan. Yeah, and I discovered that the live streams aren't really advantageous in discovery terms on YouTube. So yeah, let me try that out. And once that video is uploaded, obviously I'll probably have to turn this into membership only or Patreon only. Ow. So thinking of that model, and unfortunately, yeah, I've been actually like planning for this today, and I've been talking with ChatGPT for a long time today, and I decided I have to break the bad news to you guys. I'm super sorry about this, but I've been watching a lot of like podcasts and creator gurus, and all these you know videos, and of course Mr. Beast ones, and like everyone out there, and everyone says in consensus that you have to follow the data. It's always good that you have like loyal fans and all that, but at the end of the day, it's a data game. It is a number and view game. So what I'm referring to right now is that if you look at my analytics, I can actually show you to validate my point. Maybe there is some sensitive information that I might not be able to show. Let me check it out. But if you go to my analytics and my audience over here, let's see. Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, this is going to be some bad news for some people. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, no sensitive info here. But if you see over here, the demographics over here, the most viewed areas, USA is like at the predominant top, 37.8%. And this is very good. The UK is at 4.8, Korea, Canada, 4.6. So North America is like over 40%. And then we got India at 8.5, right? But India is like a huge, huge population. So that's like an outlier over there. But, if you translate this again, does it translate to English? No, I don't think the stats, but there's USA. Basically, Australia, US, and the UK and India make over like 50% of the whole demographic viewership of my channel. And if you go over here for age and gender, there's female, 75.8%, so it's definitely female based. 25 to 35, 35 to 44, that's like the main target audience. So what I'm trying to say here is it's going to be very USA centric, North America centric, and female 25 to 44 in terms of topics and time zones. Yes. So I've tried to find a lot of like sweet spots for all time zones, but I just found out that it's impossible. Like the world is just too spread out. I know there are a lot of like European viewers, and this is especially bad news for the Europeans in particular. That's why it was hard to actually break the news. But yeah, from now on, because I need to make a strategic move as well too, I will be doing more US centric time zones and maybe even content. I don't know what that'll be, but yeah, for instance, I don't know, we could cover the Hyundai, Georgia factory, whatever. But yeah, that's my decision, and yeah, I've actually put it down here. I've actually like um, made the sheet here. So it's going to be the live streams are going to be starting from next week at a different time at Sunday 12 p.m. KST. And to translate that for you in different time zones, it's going to be 3 to 4 hours and in one or two big subjects. And for the US, that's going to be a Saturday night for most of you. For LA, it's going to be 7 p.m. For Texas, it's going to be 9 p.m. For New York, it's going to be 10 p.m. So everybody in the US will be able to get a beer on a Saturday night and just chill, just turn my stuff on, just, eavesdrop, tune in. So yeah, that's that, like, because, Canada and the US are like 40%, right? And I'll catch Australia as well too, and India as well too, because since like India, Singapore, and all the Asian countries are in almost the same time zone, like 1 hour behind Korea. So yeah, that's inevitable, and unfortunately, it's going to be a very impossible time for Europe. It's going to be like 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. However, the good thing is, I wanted to make up for it. So of course, you'll be able to get the replays, but since there's going to be highlights and there's going to be condensed versions of it, anyways, you'll be able to see like the exact, like the abstract of the content in a more shortened version. And I know some European viewers that have voiced out this to me as well too. Like I remember some of them saying like, "Oh, 3 hours, 4 hours is too long for me." So like maybe those viewers might actually greet this. People might just tune into my replays, but I'm gonna test that out. I think that's the route I'm gonna go on, and yeah, let me know. David, people go out on Saturday night? Do they? I think I also this was a decision because you know like yeah, some people might go on Saturday night, but for me, like I've made this as a strategic decision, not only based on demographic, it's for my own health as well too, because I've noticed that this time zone, it's basically a Sunday midnight to Monday, like we're at 4 a.m. right now, right? So while I am a night owl, it's a little bit extreme to me. So it's not like typical, right? So like normally people are getting ready for work, for the new week at this hour, and they're all asleep, and I get to like I usually get hungry when I'm yapping and all. So I realize that like if I just shift the time to a more suitable time for my body, such as like a Saturday, no, a Sunday 12 p.m. It's going to be better for my own health as well too, because even after 3 to 4 hours, it's still going to be 4 p.m. It's going to be like the evening for me on a Sunday, so less pressure. I got to rest for the evening, get a good night's sleep, maybe work out, and then start a fresh Monday. So productivity wise, or like biorhythm wise, I feel like that would suit well. So yeah, um, yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Like as Broccoli said, maybe the U.S. viewers might be out and about on Saturday nights, but you got the Saturday night lives. I'm just kidding. But I did actually refer to other podcasts as well too. There is this recent podcast I've come across that is pretty successful. That does similar formats like long ass live streams and makes condensed version of the highlights and uploads it on her channel. And her optimized time I noticed was Saturday 8 p.m. for Koreans. So I would think if people are universal creatures and they have similar biorhythms or whatever, and they're tuning into podcasts or live streams, and her podcast is successful at Saturday 8 p.m., then if I would make the Saturday 8 p.m. for US people, then it would be optimized viewership, and I get to have a healthy cycle as well too, since I'm streaming on Sunday noon. So I'm gonna try it out. I won't finalize it, but that's the blueprint from now on. The roadmap for the time being. Let's see. Like I normally get like 200 to 300 viewers, if depending on the subject. But let's see if there's like an influx of more people. If there's not, or whatever. If there's lower, uh, I'll have to maybe convert back. Who knows? But yeah, that's just it, right? So sorry to break the news for European folks, but there will be pros and cons for everything. Damn, buddy's been streaming for a while. I had time to walk my dog, cook dinner, watch a show with my mom, and still exactly. I've traveled back and forth from Seoul to Busan. Yeah, I go to church in the morning, and sometimes I just do online. Yeah, closer to Korean time, and don't go out. So lucky me. Okay, can Anna Lee join you at the new time? I don't know. I don't think she wants to do streams anymore. Like not because with me or anything, just in general. Yeah. So much for 2 hours, I know, right? Okay. Okay. It's just a tryout for now. All right. So, yeah, Kel, I'll see you at Arirang as the Arirang gang. And as I said, it's not permanent. I'll try it out for 1 or 2 days, and I'm trying to like slot it. So I'm trying to get my routine set up for like DKDK on this day, KPC live on this day, KPC podcast slash commentary videos on a certain day, and then fit in shorts in the middle, and Patreon podcast on that day. So I'm trying to designate slots and then allocate definitive times for working out, and trying to procure a minimum amount of sleep because my schedule's always been super irregular. So yeah, there you go. Maybe I do need an editor. Okay. John should be a monthly regular if he wants to. Like it is a burden for both of us to for me to invite him every single time because like obviously he's not getting paid. Um and yeah, so let's see. Uh, 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 uh. You've got to do what you got to do. It's a little sad, but it is because of your health. Yeah, I know. It's because of all these different factors, and I decided that would be the optimized time. Trial and error, exactly. Okay, guys, now I really got to go to sleep and start a new day. Gotta go all the way to Gyeonggi-do tomorrow to get some education and consultation. So, yeah, I'll see y'all. Can you bring John, Sangwoo, or Danny? Yeah, I'll try to. Uh, it is about my health. Yeah, it is really about my health. Because, obviously, streaming from Sunday midnight to Monday 4 a.m. in the morning isn't really good. A really good decision for anybody in the world, I would say. So, yeah, like, if you want to live as a normal person, there is some studies about, like, there are some like biological facts that human beings get more well rested, and like there's more hormones or whatever recovery when you sleep in during the nighttime. Yeah, so yep, that's that. Okay, good night everybody. Bye bye, and thank you. Yag Hord Er. What's that mean? I'm curious. Yag order. I'm just suddenly curious what that means. ChatGPT. What does that mean? It's Swedish and it translates to I heard you. Okay. Rest well, everybody. Good night. See ya. Bye. Yeah, see, after this, I need to make the thumbnail as well, too. So, bye. Good night. Bye.